I think I got everything promoted everywhere.
I shared it, I think, an hour ago.
And I think about it half an hour ago, I started dropping links on my social media.
Do another one.
There's always a kind of a lag,
Yeah.
so that's muted by default.
Started dropping
Whoops.
links
Oh,
on.
oopsie. Hold on. Oh no. It's playing ads? What the frick? Oh wait, no, that's different. That's something totally different. Whoa, what the fuck? Alright, here we go. That was weird. Ended up jumping to some other channel that I frequent. Alright, let's see. I'm just making sure that everywhere is muted. Looks like it is. I still haven't figured out how. Oh, here it is.
Channel.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I figured out how to do check out the live streams on Facebook. All right. For the longest time, I was like, why isn't it showing a video? Why is it only text? But
Yeah, that's weird.
yeah, but I finally figured that out. Whoa. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We're joined today by special guest Jason
Hello,
Bascom.
hello.
Boy, it's been a while since we've connected. You've been on the streaming circuit.
Yeah, trying. I still got more to go. I need to get on Ben Croft's stream. I haven't contacted him yet. I know he'll have no problem getting me on. He streams late enough, so I can actually eat dinner. Uh, but yeah, there's a couple other, like, I've been wanting to get on Carlos, but she usually streams pretty early. I'm usually at work. And Art T Bears and stuff. I got to contact him again. But yeah, I'm still wanting to hit more streams. And still doing a circuit, and where I can, when I can. So
For sure. Yeah. And I did send you a list of a bunch of promoters that you can reach out to, right?
I think I've been on most of their channels actually.
I'm trying to build up a more concrete list. I think I've been able to find some more that could also be helpful. So definitely got to share that.
Yeah, and I know WyzGyz. I want to get on his. I mean, I've been visiting other people's streams and stuff too, and communicating and stuff and building rapport.
Nice.
And they have good streams anyway, so it's not like I mind. They're entertaining and everything. So, but the only thing that makes it difficult is like if you're streaming and then WyzGyz is streaming, then Ben Croft is streaming, and then Frege goes live. It's like, okay, come on, guys. So yeah, like last night I was on. It's called Open Mic, but the channel I think is Forest Publishing, and it was fun. I had a good time, and but right when they went live, EVS went live, and then like a couple minutes after that, Bancroft went live, and then a couple minutes after that, Greta.5 went live. So it's like, oh, there goes all the viewers, especially with EVS.
Yeah.
And I watched that replay, and he says, like, I wasn't planning on doing a live stream. I'm like, okay, well, like, why did you? No, it was entertaining though. Frege jumped in on that one and stuff. It was fun to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those streams that I have in progress. You try and catch up on all these streamers that you haven't had a chance to look at. And so many of them, like you said, have them going at about the same time. And it's not like, as a streamer, it's not like you can rely on working around everyone else's schedule.
Right.
You're always going to be competing with someone.
And especially since they're sporadic, usually a lot of people just go live. Some people don't really have, like EVS is a great example, or Cecil. they'll just, if they feel like going live, they're going to do it. You know, they don't have, like Bancroft is 10 o'clock at night every night. So you like sometimes you might be late if there's an issue or something, but it's on point. So if you have these people though that are just, you know, if you have the major streamers that are just so sporadic that they might just go live at a whim, it's really hard to plan a stream around that if you're going to go live yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to be one of those random ones.
Yeah,
It's hard for me to schedule.
well, that's
So
fine
that's
too.
fine.
I do like that also though, because if I'm like drawing late at night or something, and I am listening to my music, but then all of a sudden I see, you know, hey, you're live. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I could just jump on and watch that or do something. And so I don't mind the random streamings, and plus you do schedule things. You know, this was scheduled and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
and Death Metal Hero and me are going to be doing something Monday nights at 9.
Really?
So yeah, it's just a little thing where it's like a draw stream. We're gonna be drawing and talking. I mean, that's really it. Like any topic that comes to mind, comics. You know, it's gonna be entertainment and art related. You know, I'm not one.
Oh.
Like, who knows if I doubt it'll delve into politics or anything. I'm not one to really go into that. I get bored. But you know, it's kind of hard to talk about anything without, you know, sometimes politics do come up, and it's fine. To me, it's kind of a taboo subject, but in religion too, I don't mind talking about it, but there's a point where I'm like, all right, you know, let's talk about comics. Let's talk about, you know, movies and music and stuff that, you know, is escapism. So
For sure.
Yeah. So that'll be Monday. We're starting next Monday, actually at 9 o'clock. So starting on his channel, and then it'll go to my channel the next week and back and forth.
What time zone is that? It can be Eastern?
Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time.
Nice.
Yeah. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to. My schedule's so wonky. It's hard to like work with other creators and try and do a show together because my schedule changes every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what's fortunate about having a set schedule like me, is I can work around that. But one problem is my hours are so wonky that, you know, it's hard to plan anything before really almost 9 o'clock at night. And even then, I was like rushing to finish dinner. I mean, there was one time, I don't know whose stream it was, but I didn't even eat dinner. I got home and I had to pretty much jump right on. And I ate dinner at like 11:30 midnight, and I hadn't eaten that whole day.
No goodness.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's tough to collaborate, you know, with other people, like you said, especially with a jumpy schedule.
Yeah. So we've got Unhinged Entertainment presents Absolute Book 1. And Absolute Book 1 is the first book of Unhinged Entertainment, right?
No, it's the first book of Absolute.
First
my company,
book.
Right? My company is Unhinged Entertainment.
All right.
I tried to have it so when you did a search for Absolute, that it would come up with my campaign and not like a bunch of other things. That's why I put my, Unhinged Entertainment Presents. I thought with the words there, if you search for Unhinged Entertainment and stuff, it would come up, and I think it does now, but before it didn't. So yeah, that's why it's wordy.
Yeah, it initially I was like, wow, that's kind of long, but at the same time,
I think I used every single character you could. So I think it's even. I think Frega's campaign, you know, Pineapple Perception is also like his is also almost just as, you know, I think he uses all the characters too.
Yeah, that's pretty long too.
Yeah.
I think it's listed under Fregaboom's.
Yeah, Fregaboom.
It
might be present. Yeah, Black Flag, Pineapple Perception. Yeah.
Yeah, but you are making a name for yourself, and I love that you're, you know, jumping on all kinds of streams and getting your name out and all that good stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like I said, I'm working, and I really wish I'd done it sooner. I really started all that pretty much the start of my second month. So everything I had up until then, I was just promoting on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I wasn't jumping on streams really. Like I jumped on Frega's on launch day. After that, there was nothing because I really didn't know how to contact people. I didn't know how to do much of anything. So I was like, it wasn't until like almost the first month ended that I started jumping on streams. So yeah.
And sometime thereafter is when I came across your campaign when I first heard about it and invited you on because it looked like a really good book there.
Thank you.
So you're presently in demand.
Yes.
And you've got 8580 USD for 131 backers. Very cool, very cool. And it's also good that you've got your social media up front and easily found, so people don't wonder how to get in touch with you if they have questions.
Yeah, I saw like Malin had John, and then he had @ and then he had Baby YOLO John, and then he had John @ and he had his Twitter handle. I thought that was clever, and I've seen other people do it, so I'm like, you know what, I should probably go ahead and do that. So and usually also if you just look for my name in a lot of everything, you'll find it. Or Unhinged Entertainment is also on Facebook. So even if you don't know my name, if you just look up Unhinged Entertainment on Facebook, you'll see my logo. And my logo, it never changes. Of course, it's not in there, but it is when I stream.
I know.
Yeah, but yeah, my logo never changes. I mean, you can see it on the page, but yeah, it never changes. I've had my logo like that. It was if you go to the very top, there it is, a little icon there.
Yeah, I thought for a second it was also listed shown a little bit lower as well.
It's in. There's a inverted version of it in the
updates.
Updates. The sticker is the logo, my logo, but I've had that for years, decades. Yeah, those are the stickers. You can kind of see my logo right there too.
Yeah.
So yeah, and those are the the images of the stickers. So I'm showing people those are the 3 stickers from the stretch goals. From the first stretch goal is the logo, which is 2,500. These are from the 6K stretch goal. So
nice.
Yeah, every backer gets one. One of each.
All right.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, how big are the stickers?
Actually, if you hold down the fort 1 second, I'll go get them.
All right. And here's what is
What?
Another look at his logo.
Yeah, that's my logo right there. I'll be right back.
Right there. So there's another look of it.
Oh.
Are you okay?
Oh, you can hear me. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I thought it was going through my iPad, so I didn't know. Yeah, I was just.
The mic is still enabled.
Getting old.
No, it's half the battle.
No, I didn't know it was going through my Beats. I thought it was going through my iPad, the sound.
Oh,
I'm not.
Wherever your mic is.
Well, I guess I thought, like I said, I thought I was talking into my iPad. I thought I didn't know my mic was actually my headphones.
I don't know. Maybe you have both.
I don't know. Maybe so. That is pretty funny. Hey, I could show off these two and brag. All right.
Usually, if it's in the earphones, there's usually a mic attachment on the outside that comes down in front of your mouth or near your mouth.
Well, I have Beats.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm using Bluetooth, so there's no call.
All
right, so hold on, I don't want to dox myself. So this is the Alien. Let me get something to compare it to size. I guess I could do that. This is a little glass jar. I kind of have big hands, but there's a size comparison with the Alien. So they're fairly good size, about 4 to 5 inches.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, so that's the Alien guy, or the Envy, I should say. I do know their names. I don't need to act like I don't know who they are. And then there's the.
So if you got these on sheets, are these like contact sheets, like test sheets, so you can get a feel for what the finished product will look like, or do you have to do all the cutting of the?
No, I have to cut up. Yeah, I have to cut them out. It won't take long to just cut them.
Oh, okay.
They'll be in rectangle form or square or whatever.
So, I thought usually the stickers just come already pre-cut for you.
Well, I work at a company. Like if you peel them off, they're cut to the shape of.
Oh, right.
They're cut to the shape.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I work for a company, so the company sends you them, or it prints them out this way, and you send them to a customer like this. But
all right.
Yeah, so I mean they're about 4 to 5 inches on average. Here's the last one.
Oh wait, let me bring that up.
So yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they're about 4 to 5 inches. I didn't want them too big, but I didn't want them too small. So yeah,
yeah.
And we make really good stickers at my work, but if anybody ever has a problem, they can just let me know, and either I'll send them another one, or next campaign I'll change out where I get my stickers. So I want people to like what I'm giving them. I want them to be happy.
So, yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
it's key. Happy customers.
Happy customers, happy life.
Yep.
But yeah, that's my logo. So that's what, like I said, if you search for me anywhere, my logo has the only different. It hasn't changed in decades, and not only that, the only difference is Unhinged Entertainment's logo is the white one. For usually my personal social media and stuff like that is the black one.
Oh.
So yeah, but Twitter is the black one just because it looks cooler with the interface. Well, I have night mode on, but yeah. So my personal one, or Unhinged Entertainment's Facebook page, is the white one.
Yeah, I just recently have been trying. I guess it's in beta mode or something, but Facebook supports dark mode now.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, and I have it enabled. So far, I like it, but they reworked the interface, and now the Facebook interface reminds me of like Discord or Twitch. It's kind of bizarre how they relocated everything. But it also supports dark mode, so that's one of the key features of it.
Yeah, I'll look into it. Like I said, I really wish StreamYard, and I said this a bunch, that wish StreamYard did a dark mode. Yeah. I have a really tough time reading the chat.
Yeah, there's supposed to be let me say something. I was just double checking, see if there might possibly be anything that recently got added features wise, but nope. Nope. Yeah, they've been making improvements over time, and supposedly there's like a contact email address or something for StreamYard to where you could submit suggestions and feedback.
Oh, I'm sure there's something. There's got to be.
Yeah, there should be. So out of curiosity, did you anticipate when you launched your campaign that you would be at 85, 80?
I mean, I had hopes. I was honestly just hoping to get funded. Let's put it that way. That was my goal. I didn't think I'd be this high. You know, that's phenomenal how far I got so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, no, I didn't think so. It's been definitely a really wild campaign. Definitely say that. It's been interesting. I'm hoping the next one does just as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
people now know you, so
right.
that's
I'm
part of the. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I'm hoping once they get the book, you know, they'll like it enough that they'll suggest it to other people. And my campaign, it'll be in demand, after fulfillment for a little while, not long, but long enough, like for people to be like, hey, it is a really good book, and maybe other people can check it out. So,
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, that's gonna give you another spike in
yeah,
traffic and more backings because
yeah,
potential customers are leery when it comes to crowdfunding when they haven't when a creator hasn't fulfilled at least once.
right.
And
Yeah,
once they yeah,
being new, I can understand their hesitation, you know, and I do get it.
yep, for sure. Um, I've actually backed a lot of books, and there's still campaigns that haven't fulfilled. So I have to.
Are they closed out?
I think they're. I haven't done a thorough look, but I think they're in. Some are closed, but uh, I think most will be in demand. So I have to take some time and really look back at what I've gotten, what I haven't, and
Yeah, and also see the ship dates for the ones that you haven't gotten.
mhm.
Yeah.
So as
So
you can,
I got a couple here. Here's Terra Olympus that I got in.
oh my gosh, Terra Olympus, cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I haven't read them yet, but so there's two books.
Looks
Uh,
good.
there's a card thing. Yeah, it looks awesome. And then I also got I got it earlier actually. Where did I put it?
I think Terra Olympus was one that I wanted to get, but I dropped the ball and missed out on it.
And I got the Capullo
Yeah.
black and white in.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, I do have the original also, the Art T Bear one. But
All
this is
right.
the one of 20 Capullo covers. So
Ooh, nice.
yeah, I jumped on that really quick.
God,
I'm a big
that's
Capullo fan.
that's a good one.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, they do fulfill, but he's R2 Bear. He's reputable, and the cats from Terra Olympus. You know, I didn't never knew them before, but they fulfill. You know, so there are people who do fulfill.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
it's nice to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I know that. Well, my hope is that there will be that everything will ultimately be fulfilled.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting here patiently. Um,
Well,
oh, go ahead.
it also depends on where it's coming from too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely. Welcome, Matanui. How's it going? Hello there.
hello.
So as you can see, I backed 152
Oh
times.
jeez.
That's not 152 unique campaigns. There are some campaigns that I fell in love with and backed multiple times.
I've done that.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think I backed Black Flag 3 or 4 times.
Mhm.
Wrecked Planet, I have a honeycomb box. So I did back it a couple times, but I'm like, you know what? I'm spending enough money that I could get a honeycomb box, so I did get that.
Right.
But there's a few campaigns that I've backed 2 or 3 times just because Super Dead. I know I backed Super Dead a couple times.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Dead looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be fun.
There was Oh, and the artwork's looking cool too.
Yeah, dude. Peter Gilmore's really nailing it. I love the energy he's got in the especially that cover. It's got so much tension and just motion in it. And it's a great cover. He's really kicking butt on that.
Yeah, it's good like design for a
Yeah,
cover. You know, him crawling out of the grave and
yeah,
grabbing at the dirt. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, what was the other one? Oh, so I backed Graveyard Shift 3, and
yeah,
it looks like there's a couple new additions. So I have to
yeah.
back.
There's the Shane Davis and EVS covers. So yeah, I backed. So I backed that because I got the secret pack, and then I also backed the covers. So I backed that twice.
Yeah, that's what I got to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Very good. So yeah, congrats on your success thus far.
Thank you very much.
And
Yeah.
keep up the momentum.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I like you said, I tried to jump on those streams, and not only just that, but communicate with people in chat while I'm just watching streams. That's important to do. Plus, they're good people anyway. They're fun. They're to talk to. They're entertaining, and they're a lot of them are really talented.
Mhm.
That they don't even have campaigns up. They're just insanely talented.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, so CG chat is amazing.
for sure. Yeah, I always have a blast, no
Yeah.
matter which, no matter what stream I'm watching. It's really a kick. Like I was just watching Commie Mark.
County Mark's a riot.
Yeah, and he had a panel of 5 other people, and it was pretty fun.
Oh wow.
Let's see here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I got a message from Shae. She said she may not be able to make it. So
Okay.
uh
I mean,
which is
go ahead.
no, I was just say I told her, that's fine. I'm like, we will probably go for a bit, but I said, if she can't, cool.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, like, the reason why I wanted her on is because, she's the editor for the book, pretty recently announced. Like, she had edited it. She was my editor for a couple weeks, maybe even a month, before I said anything. And then she said something on her show, and I was like, all right, I didn't know she wanted anyone to know. So, but since she did, I wouldn't mind getting her on a stream or two, just to talk about like what she did and how she went about things and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no pressure or anything. If she's not,
That's what I told her.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I'm like, if you can make it cool, if not, have a good night. Good night's sleep.
What is this? I got Clever and Bot to tell me to go away. What is that about?
I got maybe Cleverbot is a. Maybe it's your Nightbot thing.
What?
Maybe he's talking about your Nightbot that displays all your things from Streamlabs.
Huh.
Would you have that? I don't know if that's what he's talking about. Unless there's somebody else named Night or something bot in the chat. You might be talking about another person. I don't know. Maybe they can clarify.
Yeah, because I don't recognize Clever and Bot. I don't know if it's another user or an alt for another user or what exactly. Clever and Bot. I double checked my YouTube to see if sometimes my moderators will catch this, but I won't see it. But if I'm looking at my live stream from a separate YouTube window, sometimes I will see when the YouTube holds things for review, holds comments for review.
Yeah.
Maybe that was what I knew it was referencing. But
that could be it.
I don't see anything in chat being held back.
Well, I don't know. It's probably a joke. It's probably just a
Okay.
joke.
Yep. Let me see here. So, out of curiosity, can you tell us, was Shae involved in your project from the beginning? Like, did you see some of her work and go, hey, would you be interested in being my editor for this book I'm going to launch?
No, she wasn't. I did the whole thing on my own, and I was like, I'll edit it myself and I'll do all this myself because I know what I'm doing. And after I got done with it, I thought everything was cool. And then I was listening to them on Writing Pros, and they were talking about some of the stuff that some of the mistakes that I might have made or I did make. And so I'm like, you know what? Maybe this thing isn't really, golden to go yet. And Shae had mentioned that she's done edits for people in the past and books and stuff like that. And, and she is versed in writing structure, shorthand, you name it. So I was like, all right. I'm like, and she's passionate about comic books. She knows what she likes. She knows what's good. So she has a good head about her. So that's why I was like, you know what, you mind looking over my book for edits? And she was like, yeah, go ahead and shoot it over to me. And, I'll take a look at it and see where it goes from there. So yeah, I did pay her. I gave her some money, but there is a stretch goal now at 9K. She gets a bonus. So
Nice.
I really want to hit that 9K and get Shae some more money because she did a great job. She stayed true to the characters. She didn't the changes she made didn't change the story. It was all she made changes for the better. There's plenty of times where she didn't make any changes. She's like, this is good. So it's not like she had an ego about her. Like, oh, this is going to be my book now. So she hit a home run in my opinion. So
Nice.
yeah, I want to give her a little bit more credit in finances.
Oh yeah. Sweet. So is so in your book, does that mean you already have laid out a credits page or something where it has your name as creator, artist, what have you, and then it'll say like editor Shae or Red Valkyrie or whatever?
Yeah, no, I don't have the credits page yet. I also don't have the chapter break pages yet. There's only 2, but those won't take me that long at all in the slightest. They'll be pretty quick, and I already know what they're pretty much just going to be black with white lettering to keep in like the motif of the book.
Nice.
Yeah, and it'll just say, either book by Jason Bascom or and then edited by Shae. She wants to just say edited by Shae. So yeah, that's what it's going to be. Yeah, I like it. So yeah, but it'll be a pretty simple page. I don't know if you need it. I don't know if you need that disclaimer on the bottom, like, all characters represented here are purely coincidental.
Oh yeah. So I wondered about that too.
Yeah, because I have a couple books. It was Johnny Phantasm. I have Johnny Phantasm, and it doesn't have that on the cover bottom, but it might have it maybe at the end. I didn't really look, but in the back cover where it says that the book is, the players and stuff, it doesn't have that disclaimer. So I don't know if you really need it these days anymore.
I don't know.
I'll probably do it just in case.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt. It's
Right.
a little more copy.
Yeah, just a little tiny text at the bottom anyway. So, and it would be nice to have in there, number 1, volume 1, or book 1, volume 1. That way, if I do reprints, it'll say volume 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh, she made it.
I did. I scrubbed my face like you wouldn't believe. All of this was black. I had pink, and I had pink on this arm. And as I was washing, my whole body went magenta. I was like, oh gosh, this is not gonna work.
Well, I have to go back and watch the stream. So
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a lot, but you know, it was fun. So how are you boys doing?
Good. Good to have you on.
Yeah.
So, who are you cosplaying as?
I'm wait for right now.
Well,
Yes.
Right now I'm Shae.
Shae.
no, I mean,
I did a gender bend of Bone from Hybrids.
oh really? Oh wow.
Yeah. So he's got his glowy tats and his little face paint mask and everything, and I was like, I'm gonna be him but a chick.
Yeah, I'll go check that out. That sounds pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I had to
Yeah,
check
it was
that out.
fun. It was fun. I actually took a picture. Let me see.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I always try to grab pictures of him. You're gonna just have to share my screen, hun.
Oh, okay.
Let me find it.
Matanui is asking what's going on. We're talking about Absolute
Absolutely.
from Unhinged Entertainment.
Like
Another-
the one of the prettiest books you'll ever see.
Oh, you're too nice. You're too kind.
I'm just being honest.
I mean, you're right, but you're too kind.
I think you are in competition with Jason of Hammer for the best black and white of 2020.
You know what? I think he's got it because that book looks amazing, and he's
awesome.
he's an industry pro. Oh, look at that's awesome.
Whoa! Check that out. All right.
Yeah.
That's really
That,
good.
So I found out something that's a great cosplay hack for all of you chicks out there. If you need glyphs or something that are going to stand out on your body, go and find the lipstick stuff that is super pigmented and 12-hour wear, because it won't come off. It'll be great. It will run for anything.
Oh.
And 3 times of scrub and makeup.
Oh no, you're roboting, Shae.
Okay, I thought it was me.
No, there's a lot going on in my household.
Yay. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Is somebody there gaming?
Yes, actually, that's exactly what's happening.
I have people at my house currently gaming as well. So yeah.
That'll suck up the bandwidth like no other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, good job on that.
Well,
Yeah.
so Wyman was asking me about what you did on the book. I did tell him you're the editor, but he wanted more details, and I just gave him a rundown.
I got to read this amazing book early.
That's not what you did.
I got to read it early, and then I got to go. So I have some thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
and then I got to help streamline stuff. So
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, you made it better.
oh, thank you. I'm just glad that you liked my suggestions, because there was, the thing is I could tell where Jason was wanting to go with it, and the story is phenomenal. The dialogue is just wonderfully unique in its own way, and there were a couple of scenes that had really amazingly impactful art, and we just needed to tweak some of the little speech bubbles and stuff, and so they would match how awesome the scenes were drawn. And that's basically what I helped him do. Is he was like, I know a couple of these pages need a little bit of work, and if you don't mind and have a little bit of time. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I sat down and he was gracious enough to let me read the book and give him some edits. And honestly, when I tell you guys that this book is something that you're going to want to back, I'm not saying it out of being biased. I'm saying it because I've actually gotten to read it. You're going to want to back it. It's very entertaining.
So what it comes down to is you became the editor because you wanted early access to read it ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, that was it. That was the whole motivation, was like, ooh.
And she got paid to do it.
Yeah, I got paid to read it. It was amazing. No, in all honesty, I love stories, and I love good storytelling, and the fact that Jason has this amazing book with this amazing art and this really unique kind of story that he's trying to tell, and that he wanted to bring me in to help make sure that the story came across the way that he wanted it to come across. It was a huge honor, and it really, really made me happy and feel like I was, special to be a part of such a completely amazing book. This is an awesome one.
You are special, but keep the flattery coming. Come on now. Let's keep going. No, thank you. It means a lot to me.
Well, and the thing is it's not blowing smoke or anything. This is a great project, and I don't know. There's a lot going on here. I forgot a couple of times that I was supposed to be editing, because I'd read it and I'd be like, "Ooh, what happens next?" And then I was like, "Wait, hold on, I have to comment on the last page." It's like, wait, okay, I'm just gonna read and then I'll go back and then I'll comment. So like, I was like, read stuff and go, "Okay, that was awesome. Okay, now let me do my job."
And like, that's immensely flattering, because you're a fan of books, you're a fan of comics, and storytelling. So to me, that means a lot that somebody with knowledge actually likes it. So, not to say that I'm not saying the people that backed it are not knowledgeable.
I just haven't seen it yet. That's what you're. The people who backed it haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
True.
So
True.
Well,
Yeah,
if they like it.
Well, I have the third issue done, except for
if all it was pretty books.
That would be nice.
Go ahead.
No, well, with roboting, I don't know if it's me or if it's you. Anyway, I have the third book done, but the first half of it, the font is too small. The second half of it, the font is perfect. So I have to finish editing the fonts and then send it over to Shae. So she might be able to read the third book very soon. Or the first half of the second book.
My goodness.
Well, she's my editor. I got to see if it's good.
Well, and that's the thing is, Jason knows I'll tell him the truth.
Yeah, and that's what I want. I want to make sure the story flows well, because there was a kind of a lapse of time between me finishing the first book and starting in on the second half of the second book. So I got to make sure the story actually flows and things are kind of cohesive. And yeah, I know she'll make sure of that. But yeah, so and like once again, it's been a while since I've done it, so now I got to make sure the second half of it flows right with the first half of it. So, because I drew the first page to the second half. This is all very confusing because I initially drew it as comic books. So.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I initially wanted it to be a miniseries. So. Of like a 4-issue miniseries at like Image or something. So that's why
now it's a mega series.
Now it's mega.
So it's actually you envision it being more than 4 volumes?
No, I really only imagine the 4 issues. Right. Although I am glad that I'm doing it this way now, because I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze. I made the mistake that writing prose, they even said it, and one of the things about, finishing and doing that, I know how it ends, but I didn't know how to get there. So I may not have enough space in the second half of the second book to finish it. I might have to extend it, which means it would have been more than 4 issues.
Darn.
So, well, if you were going that route, it would have been back. So I'm like, then I got to think of like 23 more pages. But this way, if it goes 46 pages, maybe it'll go 52. I don't have to do a whole other book. Right. I can just make it a little longer, and I'm going to charge it the same price. I'm not going to, bump up the price on it just because I'm making more pages on accident.
Okay.
So
I like it.
And also, I mean, like I said, I don't know if the second part is going to flow right so far. So there might be more pages in between what I already have done that you might be like, you know what, this part needs another page because how it's flowing from here to here doesn't really work. I don't know, so it's kind of good it worked out that I went CG and Indiegogo. So
yeah, I'm excited for it, and I'm excited I get to be the sanity checker, which is crazy because I'm insane, but
Well, it is It is Unhinged Entertainment, so
So we're good. See,
We're
I
good.
work well here.
there you go.
That's a prerequisite. You need to be
Yeah.
unhinged in order to
Oh.
get.
Exactly.
Immensely. So we're good.
Yeah. Can't be too right in the head.
There's no danger of that.
Otherwise, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what too right in the head even looks like.
Well, I did tell him, because the book after this is going to be my brother's, and I did tell him, you're going to have to get it edited. I'm like, you can't, because he's never done anything like it, and he doesn't really know how to take criticism greatly. So I told him, like, you're going to have to get edits. You're going to have to do it. And obviously, and I'm going to send it to Shae. So he's going to have to respect her opinion. If not, I guess I'll work on my own thing. So
You're no longer my brother.
yeah, exactly. Sorry, man.
Damn, I'm
Business
breaking up
first.
families here. I'm just gonna make sure that he's okay with my edits.
Business first. I'm sorry.
Isn't that hose before bros? I think that's backwards.
No, money before anything. Come on now.
Oh, there we go. See, that's a good one.
Business first, relationship second.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have the mindset or philosophy that Ayn Rand does, but she had the book The Fountainhead, and in The Fountainhead, like, he was a successful architect and stuff like that, and his family kept pushing for his loser. Like, my brother's not a loser, but he kept pushing for his loser brother who couldn't hold down a job, was super lazy, quit everything. His family kept pressuring him to give him a job. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't owe him anything. Like, paraphrasing, obviously. So, and I do have that mindset, just because I'm related to you or friends with you or whatever, I don't owe you anything. I have friends that are
Right.
great colorists, and quite frankly, I wouldn't use them though, just because of how their personality is. So yeah, I don't owe people my talent.
No.
They got to work for it.
Well, and there's a lot when it comes down to those kinds of business relationships. There's a lot of people that I really love and respect that I will never work with. Because the second it comes down to working with them, I know my personality. I know how I like to operate. I know what I expect out of projects. And I know other people and how they take to that kind of personality when it comes to a professional dealing. When I'm dealing with stuff on a professional side, I try to keep it really professional. I try to make sure that, I'm actually hitting deadlines, which is something I've been terrible about lately, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm hitting deadlines. I'm trying to make sure that I am giving a cohesive product, and I'm putting in the time and the effort and the energy into it. And when I do all of that, and what I'm getting from the person that I'm supposed to be working with is half of that, I know that I get very aggressive and frustrated. And so, working with Jason's great because he's a super pro, and he was like, I know you're busy and I know you got shit going on, so I'm just going to keep pinging you and reminding you, because I know it's not that you're skating me, it's that you're flighty sometimes. And so he on me.
Well, and also I know life gets, I'm 41. I know life happens, things happen, things get in the way, you get distracted, or all of a sudden, your bird dies, and so you're weeping, and I get it, things happen that you don't expect. So, but I kind of need those edits.
Yeah, exactly. And so he was great. He was really patient with me, which was really nice of him, because he definitely didn't have to be. But I also had some like unexpected health stuff kind of creep up out of nowhere. And he was like, do what you got to do to get better. By the way, the book is waiting on you. I was like, yep, gotcha. Like, hold on. I'm gonna sit down one weekend and I'm gonna make this happen, because Jason has been nothing but gracious and he deserves all of my attention.
Oh, thank you very much. And, well, I also had the advantage of luxury that my book was done early.
Yeah.
I didn't have to, I know my shipping date is October, but I'm in a good spot. I could even have waited another couple weeks and it would have been fine. I want to get early. But and I also know Shae's got a couple other projects lined up, and I know you had that other job you got hired to do, which is amazing. That's awesome that you got to do something else. So, and I know, you still have to read it and edit it, but it's not as long as maybe hard as writing 10 pages for somebody. That's a little more in depth. So, to me,
that took a bit.
Yeah, and you have to. to me, you have to be understandable in any business. You can't just be super. You have to be a little thick-headed, but you have to be understandable.
Yeah, well, and I for me, this is something that's new because I've had side hustles that I've had to prioritize because they were what were actually paying my bills for a while. But now that that's gone and this is what I do, now I don't have somebody telling me this is when everything is due. Like everybody wants to be so generous and just be like, when you can get it to me. And I turn around, I'm like, I need an actual deadline. Like if you don't give me a deadline and I don't have an overlord telling me this is when it's going to happen, like I know my personality, I'm going to get lost in the weeds and I'm going to forget. So I don't want to do that with anyone. If anybody ever hires me to be an editor, I need a hard deadline. Just put that out there. I will hit your deadline, but damn, give me the deadline.
Duly noted. No, well, but to me, if like I never hired you before, I'm like, hey, I need you. Can you edit my book? And you're like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm like, all right. Well, I kind of need it by Thursday. If you're like, well, look, I got 3 other projects lined up. They kind of were first. I can try to get it by Thursday, but it might be Friday. You know, so if you're first being approached, that person then does have to kind of be like, look, I know I have my deadline. If it doesn't work, I got to find someone else. But you have to. It takes it back and forth. It really does.
Exactly.
You know, deadlines are good, and I really wish I had some for me being like, oh, I can finish this whenever I want.
And that's the same way that I am with a lot of stuff. People are like, yeah, just when you can get it to me, and I was like, when do you need it by? Like for real, when do you need it by? I need a date.
Yeah, it's important to know your style of work.
Yeah.
Know what kind of boundaries you need in place, and know what it takes to keep you focused. Otherwise,
exactly.
You can be really laissez-faire.
Right.
You know, yeah, whatever you want. Anytime is great.
No, see, I'm military. Like, we live and die by deadlines. So when people, you know, in the military, they'll be like, hey, I need you to do this training. And I'm like, okay, well, when do you need it by? And they go, well, you need this training so I can finish training you. And I'm done training you on this date. So you need to have all of your shit done a week before that date. And I'm like, noted. Okay, I guess that's what I'm going to be doing. Like tomorrow, all day at work, what I'm going to be doing is the stuff for the new job that I just got for the Air Force. And that my main job is going to be, do you have a question for me? If you have a question for me, I'm here to answer it. Otherwise, I'm doing training. So, deuces.
Yeah, but like I said, I was glad. I was very glad. I hope anybody watching or watches the replay, go check out Writing Pros, because I was glad I watched that, because I realized, you know, I needed it. I need some kind of help. You know, I never wrote anything before. I mean, you know, in high school you write paragraphs or something stupid like that,
Right.
but I never wrote a book before. So I thought, you know, oh, I got it down flat. It's fun. And it wasn't fun. So yeah, go check out Writing
It was
Pros.
mostly fine.
It was not, but
A couple of things.
but yeah.
But see, and even as being a writer, I still have an editor, and I do write. That's what I do. I still have at least one editor. I have an editor, and then I have my group of friends that I know are going to be brutally honest with me. And so usually before I give it to my editor, it'll go to my group of friends, and I'll be like, how much does it suck? And when they're like, oh, it's great, it's wonderful, I was like, your opinion sucks. I'm not listening to you ever again. Somebody tell me what is wrong with it. And I get one friend who goes, this is really weird right here. And I went, damn it, I knew it. Okay. Yeah, let me take that back and fix that. And it's like, I didn't know if it was because I stared at it for so long or because it was weird. He goes, yeah, it's weird as hell. I don't know what you're saying. I'm like, thank you. Thanks. I really, and like, and people think that I'm being sarcastic or butthurt. I'm like, no, seriously, thank you. Like, when you work on a project, it's the same thing when you do art. If you work on something for too long, it's really hard to see the forest for the trees. Like, you can't see what's wrong with something. You just know that something isn't right. And so getting a fresh perspective and new eyes on it to go, hey, I like what you're doing, but if you tried this, that might work better. That's basically all that an editor is doing is, I see what you're trying to say. This might sound a little bit more along what you're trying to get for the feel of the scene. And it's like, you know what? You're right. Actually, that is more what I was trying to say. Or, well, no, this is a really important piece because X, Y, and Z. And you can go, oh, okay, well, if that's the case, here's how we emphasize that so it doesn't read weird to anyone who sees it. And it has that back and forth.
Yeah.
Just
and
like
there
Jason
was
was saying.
Yeah, and there's even there was one panel I remember her, and she changed just a little bit of it, and I'm like, I really liked what I had because in my head I knew what I was saying, I knew what I meant to say, and although I knew it was wrong worded, I knew what it meant. But just because I knew it doesn't mean everybody else is going to know what I meant when I wrote it. So I was like, she's right. So I changed it. I had to change it. I'm like. Even though I liked it a lot, I was like, oh, I'll change it. So
yeah, well, and it's like guilty knowledge, you know.
Yeah,
like when you write something or when you create something, you know what it's supposed to be, you know how it's supposed to sound, feel, all that kind of stuff, and you have all of that background knowledge. But when somebody's reading it with fresh eyes for the first time, and they're being brought into your world, they don't have any of that. They're blank. So if it makes sense in your world, but it doesn't make sense in the panel, then you either have to find a way to make it make sense in the panel, or you have to change it.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, I borrow ideas. I'm only here to see Shae's cosplaying a normal person. I see.
Yeah, a little bit. Cosplaying somebody who scrubbed ferociously and then got over here.
Maybe you need that soap that.
Jason, you're tripping me out.
I'm trying to give you a beard.
Oh, wait.
Oh man, I'm trying to figure out what the hell you're bobbing around for.
Well, this is weird.
It's such a restrictive, view.
Odd.
I thought you were doing.
This is my least favorite StreamYard layout.
I thought you were doing the Two-Face.
No,
Two-Face look.
It's too much.
Oh my god.
There
we go.
Layout. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Don't even need us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how funny is that?
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Yeah, so when it comes to CG and talking comics, I think we do spend a good amount of time about artists and writers, but we don't spend a whole lot of time about editors. When you two were working together, once you guys decided, all right, we're working together, we're going to do this. So did you guys do anything like use special collaboration software so that you guys are both looking at the same copy of the book in maybe PDF format, and then Shae's drawing circles and drawing lines and arrows and making red marks, comments, and things like that?
It's a cookie cutter operation. We didn't know. We just sent her an emails, and she would just email me back.
Yeah, no. So the first time he sent an email that had all of the pages, and I sent him back a Word document, which was like page 1, panel 3, speech bubble 2. This is how this should be worded. If I didn't have anything, I would be like page 3, like so he would know I still read it. I just don't have anything that needs to be changed. Like it reads well as is. Okay. Or, page 27, there is no dialogue.
There's no dialogue. There's no page 27.
I know.
I just had to put the joke in there.
I knew you were going to. The second I said it and I watched your face and I went, Jason, you pedantic ass.
I'm going to do it.
And then when he did the second one, he actually just sent me a Dropbox link that had all of the pages in it. And to make life easier, I just commented, whenever you look at an image, like a JPEG in like Google Docs or Dropbox like that, that's a standalone image, you can comment on it. And so I would just comment all the way down and say, like, these are the panels, the speech bubbles that I think need fixing, or the places where something seems a little bit off or wonky. And we did it that way. So, I mean, really, it's whatever's going to work for you as a team.
Yeah, and it was kind of spur of the moment that I, asked her and stuff like that anyway. So it's not like we set it up or anything. And the next one, I don't know. Like I said, I don't even know if you have Adobe Illustrator. If you do, I can always just send her like the Adobe Illustrator files, and she can just edit straight in it.
Yeah, because I got the suite.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'll have to. I gotta find it. But
yeah, no, you have to do is download the font that I used, which it's off of Blambot. So
perfect. I probably already have it then on my tablet.
Probably, but going forth, it'll probably be that route. I do want to fix the font size because that way I know what the kerning is and the spacing and everything like that. But that way she could just edit it straight in there, or even like edit it in red or something. That way I can see what she did. Maybe, I don't know, or I can trust her enough to be like, it's fine. But out of everything she changed, I think I only didn't change one thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can tell you what it is. An alien uses a really big word, and it's a word nobody else would ever use in their lifetime. And she's like, she was right in suggesting to change it because you don't know that word. You have to look it up. But my theory is they're smarter than I am, so they have to use the big word.
Right. So, well, and when it came to that one, the suggestion was, it isn't that it's necessarily wrong. Like, it is right, and it is used, as far as I can tell, correctly. But it is a very uncommon word, and it's too big, not horribly frequently used words very close together. And so I was like, I read this speech bubble 3 times, and the first time I read it and was like, what the hell? And my brain went, man, these aliens are smart assholes. And so the next 2 times I read it to try and be like, okay, is there a way to do this? And so you still know that they're smart, but it's not such a mind fuck that you have to do it like 2 or 3 times to be like, I'm gonna understand what he's saying, damn it. Like, I opened up dictionary.com and I read it in multiple forms. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to use the definition instead of the word and see if I get it. And I read it out with the definition. I was like, oh, this sentence gives me a migraine. No,
and like I said,
like I know what he's saying, but
And you're right. And people probably will get mad, but that's good. They're not supposed to like those guys.
Right. Well, and that was the thing, is he goes, but they're smarter than us, and that's why. And I went, totally get it. Like, it makes perfect sense. I'm just letting you know,
right?
It's gonna piss people off, and it's not gonna piss people off because it doesn't need to. It's gonna piss people off because everybody here has an ego about how smart they are, and they're gonna read it. They're gonna go, what the fuck does that mean? And they're going to read it 2 or 3 times and get a little bit grumpy about it. But that's the point. That's the whole point.
And it took me a while to find a word to put in there to say what I wanted it to say.
Yeah,
I wasn't purposely trying to make it super hard. I was just trying to be like, well, what's a cool word? And I'm like, every word I saw was just dumb. I'm like, yeah, that sounds stupid. So that one like flowed right. It was big and it was just weird. I'm like, that's an alien talking right there. So, yeah. And plus, if I changed it, I'd change the word bubble and then the sentence structure, and then I had to change the pyramid form. And I didn't want to do all that.
It wasn't going to be an easy change. It was going to be a rewrite of an entire speech bubble to change that one word. That was you might want to change it, or if you just want to piss people off because it's going to be something that's going to be like, wait, what did I read? It's like, no, wait, I know it.
Will will be unable to understand that word.
Yeah, Will read it and he'll be like, oh.
Okay. You know why? Because Will's an alien. So
yeah, Will be like, these are people. And you go, Will, they're the bad guys.
Yeah,
and he's going to be like, are you sure? They seem very nice and very intelligent.
And Eucalyptus period during the pre-BC 1st century.
Oh gosh, yeah. That sounds like a Will thing.
Oh my gosh.
He's
Man in Nui says, I've just accepted that I'm dumber than shit.
I don't believe that. I'm sure you're
I don't
not.
think so either.
Uh,
So yeah, but and like I said, she was right. But you know that. But that's the thing. That's the compromise. She wasn't insulted. She wasn't like, "Oh,
No.
you got to do what I want." So
No.
and that's and that's what an editor, you know, to me should be. Like if you look at these people at Marvel, I don't even want to get into it, but I guarantee you, they make their changes, and that's what it is. And if you don't like it, you're fired.
And see, and that's something that I hate because I'm not the one who's created this world. I'm not the one whose baby this is. I'm somebody who's been trusted with somebody else's IP. Mm-hmm. And I take that really seriously. If you're bringing me in and letting me play in your playground, I'm going to play by your rules. Now, if I'm sitting here saying, you know, hey, this isn't spelled correctly, and you're like, that's how we're spelling it, and be like, you need a new editor because I can't do, because at the end of the I do read a lot of these CG books by people that I know who are editors, and I've been very underwhelmed by some of them, and I've gone, you know, this colors how I look at other books that you've been an editor on, because if I see grammatical issues and I see just really poor timing or things that just don't sit very well or things that are overly convoluted or overly wordy, then I think either this book didn't have an editor, or if they did, the editor didn't do their job. And so while yes, it is still your playground, if I'm in your playground and your rules are I can touch nothing, then I'm leaving your playground. Like,
well, yeah, and what's the point?
You stay in your playground and I'll go to mine and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
But
there's no point in having you at that point. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and the thing is editors are not there to stroke your ego. Editors are there to make sure that the product that you put out represents what you were trying to put out.
Now, when they stroke your ego, that's still good. Though, you know?
When they stroke your ego, it's because you earned it.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Jason's like, don't be mean.
That's why I didn't want. That's why I'm not hiring Will to do anything.
There's a reason Will hasn't read any of my shit. I don't think that I can. I don't think my ego can take the hit. I know Will would just eviscerate it.
Yeah, he's gonna be reading mine because he backed it. So.
Yeah, he can read mine when it comes out in book form, and then he can be like, you know, Shae, and I'll be like, la 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 la. No habla inglés, and then he'll start speaking to me in Spanish, and I'll be like, gosh, shit, I don't speak Spanish either.
Probably busts out 18 languages.
I know, right? Farsi harfi zanam. And then he'll like fucking know Persian, and I'll be like, well, shit, now I'm out of languages.
Well, there's always Pig Latin.
Yeah, I feel like call me crazy. I think that Will can crack that code.
That's a tough one. But yeah, everybody back to books so we can get Shae her bonus.
Heck yeah! Did you say that you're doing InDesign for your lettering?
No, Illustrator.
Illustrator, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing print filing in design. I've never done one before, so.
Oh, okay.
We'll see what happens.
Because at first it sounds like if you're doing the lettering like digitally in some form or fashion, it seems like it would be relatively, and I don't know because I don't have the experience, but it sounds at least in theory that it would be relatively easy to make corrections and adjustments as needed, resizing and stuff.
The hardest part about it with like the edits that she made, even like the most minute one, is typical word bubbles anyway. The lettering goes in a pyramid. So for people to read in comics and stuff, if you look at it, generally forms a pyramid shape. Even if she would change the word and, like leave out and I'm like, oh man, now I got to restructure this whole word bubble just because that one, because like it's even a couple characters. The space is one character, and then and is 4 characters plus the space after. That's 5 characters then that I'm taking out to you know. So it is a little tedious. Sometimes it works out fine. Sometimes she would change things, and the exact what would fit perfect. But that was the biggest pain in the butt out of all of it. And it doesn't take long. It's just like, I got to do this all over again. So,
yeah. Well, and there were times where I didn't just change. I was like, so this one giant word bubble that you have, you should break up into 3. And he was like, I hate you. I'm like, I know. I was like, but for impact's sake, break it up into 3. And you're like,
Well, it was actually the very first page, very first panel. Very first panel. She's like breaking it up into 5 different things. I'm like, you know what? Yes, it's right, but come on. Like, of course it works better.
I told you I'd be honest. Now you can choose to listen or you can do it your way.
Well, choosing to ignore something that's right is just ignorant.
It is
99% of the time. I mean, there are some times when you're like, I do need it to be wrong in this instance. But the only reason why I actually was slight hesitation in not breaking it up is because whenever you're lettering, you want the word balloons to flow a certain way so you could read it. And the way it would flow, I had to make sure people weren't confused the next word bubble in the next panel with the ones that are already in it. So I had to restructure it and not try to overlay the important parts of the artwork. But it was right. I had to work with it. You know, I was like, yeah, that's right. I don't want to do it.
You're like, damn it, Shae. I got a knack for this, and I know it's a pain.
But that's also why I wanted someone to edit it. So, you know, it was because I guess I don't know everything. So,
oh shucks.
I won't tell my one friend that. According to her, as far as she knows, I know everything. I tell her, I'm always right.
I do not know everything either. I just I know what works for me, my eye, and the way that my brain works, and so that's what I pose as potential edits. And then, you know, it ultimately is up to the person who is writing and drawing and doing all of the things how it's going to go. So.
Yeah, and I could also see why letterers are in high demand. I hate lettering. It is my least favorite thing on the planet. Yeah,
lettering is a bitch.
Yeah, and like I said, you want to make sure eye flow and everything. And it's an art form. It really is.
Yeah.
I don't envy Eric Weathers. I think he, you know, the CG letterer.
Seriously,
he's awesome though. I've sat and talked with him about how to edit better and things like that. I've talked with a couple people throughout the indie community about like, hey, I lettered this page. Tell me what I messed up. Like I do anything. Hey, I wrote this. Tell me how much it sucks. Hey, I drew this. Tell me what I fucked up. Like, because it's the only way that I ever get better. And he's amazingly helpful and very gracious with this time. Like he anytime I've sent him something and asked if he could give me feedback, he has.
Wow, cool.
CG's amazing. Pros you can't really do that with. You know,
no,
I mean, there's
not
maybe
at all.
a couple. There's maybe a couple that might be like, yeah, I'd be happy to help, but it'll cost you. I'm a pro.
Yeah, and the problem is though is the pros. So it's very similar to the civilian side of what I do for the Air Force. People get this in their head that if they share their secrets with other people, they're going to have someone who's going to be better than them, and it's going to put them out of a job. So they intentionally don't tell you how to do things, and they intentionally just try to do it for you. And so you never learn, and they can charge exorbitant amounts for their services because they're the only one who knows how to do whatever. The civilians in my line of work do that all the time, which is why I refuse to do what I do for the Air Force when I'm out. Because I can't work in that environment. It's so toxic. It's like being in junior high 24/7.
Oh my gosh.
It is so bad. Like I asked someone to train me and they went, oh, I could just do that for you. And I was like, but if you train me, then when you're gone next month for a month, then it can still happen. And so they didn't train me. And then when they came back, they go, look at how much you guys need me. None of this got done while I was gone. I was like, because you won't train anyone on how to do it. Like, it's not a surprise.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. And I do want to reiterate, I'm not saying that Eric Weathers is not a professional. Eric Weathers is a professional. He's just a kind professional.
Yes, he is.
I know how that came off whenever I'm like, well, you know what? I better rephrase some stuff there.
Yeah, Eric's amazing. I loved having him on when we had him on for Red Valkyrie, and he's on it. It was so funny because he didn't know me like this. He knew me because I'm some chick that DM'd him a bunch and bothered him, and then he would like, here is, advice, and here's places you can go that can tell you the same thing that I would tell you, but that you could spend all of your time actually looking at, as opposed to me telling you and having you not understand and send you here anyway. And so that's all that he knew me as. And when he came on my show, he was like, I got a hard stop. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And that hard stop kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. I was like, I thought I had a hard stop. And he goes, well, really, like as long as it's before dinner. And I was like, okay. So he hung out with us probably an extra 20, 25 minutes from what he was going to initially. Just because people kept asking in the chat, people were really excited, and he was having fun talking about his project, and he kind of realized what Red Valkyrie did, as opposed to some of the other channels that'll like shotgun 30 projects, and you're lucky if you get 5 seconds to talk about yours. So I mean, Eric is probably one of the nicest guys that I've talked to that is at that level. Like, he's amazing. Rob Willis is amazing. I get to talk to Jason Bascom and then Jason Krager, and they're both phenomenal people that do
I guess
stuff.
Krager, whatever.
I guess Krager.
Jason Krager.
Well, okay, so while Jason Krager has done giveaways on my channel for people who back his book, you have sent me things that I get to give away to other people, and you have given me stuff I just get that are right here, that I left.
I could give this to somebody if they back the book. This stupid drawing that I'm working on.
Stupid drawing? You don't do stupid drawings.
It's stupid. I don't like it. So if anybody backs my book, I'll send it to them. I don't really care for it, so maybe they will. Maybe they will.
Oh my gosh.
I love that he's like, this is crap. And I'm like, oh, it's prettier crap than I could do.
I mean, there's somebody out there that like it. I don't know.
I do hand turkeys, dude. Like,
yes, but Frega has one hanging on his wall. I think he burned my picture of Sniper. Used it for kindling.
I highly doubt it. Did he finally hang it up on his wall?
The hand turkey? I don't know. I thought he did. I don't know.
I know that he was going to, but he was in like hernia Mageddon, so because I was like, Dan, I thought you were gonna hang the geisha and Sniper hand turkeys on your wall, and he goes, Shae, hold on a second, okay? And he got up and he walked over and he picks it up and he goes, it's sitting right by where I need to hang it. I just don't have the hardware. And then he set it back down gently, and I was like, well, now I feel like an asshole because I totally thought you were just lying.
Well, maybe he still hasn't hung it up yet, though. So
he may not have, but if he hasn't, it's because he didn't get the hardware, which is hilarious because I'm sending him a care package, and I picked up hardware, and I was like, I'm just gonna send that to him too, because I still gonna get him this. He has his commemorative that has the little hernia stitch.
I remember that. I thought you sent that to him already.
No, I'm a slacker.
Oh damn, that is so funny.
Yeah, that's awesome looking. I love that.
I'm sending him that, and I'm sending Brie a birthday gift that I made. I made one of these for her.
Oh,
nice.
That's like a friendship bracelet, right? Except fancier.
It's a bracelet.
Yeah.
Friendship.
It's just a friendship. Oh, friendship.
There you go. It's a friendship bracelet. See?
It's a real bracelet.
Sure.
Yeah. You made it in a friendly manner with friendly thoughts.
Well, so the funny thing is I made one and then I went, this one might be too tight. And so I made a second one. So technically we each will have one. But that was not the intent.
You made a friendship bracelet for yourself from her.
I made a matching bracelet.
All right. No, it's all good. She'll understand.
And that makes you twinsies.
When you don't have friends, okay? You have to pretend.
What?
Well, I mean,
That's poppy.
we're no longer
Got us.
yeah. Well, no, we're
I
no
don't
longer
think
friends.
you
We're
mean a
business
friendship
associates.
bracelet wise.
We're business associates.
Yeah.
We're no longer
Business
friends. So
associates.
there you go. I mean,
All
you
right.
lost
Yeah,
one.
business
You lost one.
associates that did fan art of me that is so awesome that I cosplayed it.
Shh, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember this.
Right.
I was thinking of making that a trading card with like D&D stats on the back of it.
Ooh.
I thought.
Oh
that'd be
my
pretty
gosh,
cool.
please, yes.
All right, either this campaign or next. Let's see.
Hopefully you scanned that in before you sent it off to her.
Well, with those, they're embellished prints. So I drew it in Photoshop.
If not,
but then
I could scan it. It wouldn't be.
You want the original one that I did for yours ones, or I can just
You
in
do
one
whatever
of them?
you want.
Yeah.
It's your
I'll
art.
do one digitally, but I drew it digitally, but then I printed them out and I colored them traditionally and made alterations and stuff like that. So they're embellished prints.
Yeah,
I-
I got a couple of your streams. I love
Yeah,
watching.
oh, thank you very much.
He
really
made some
appreciate that.
really badass ones. Like the one he sent to Will had these giant ass horns. The one he sent to Luke was covered in skulls. It was perfect.
Well, I mean, it's Luke. It's death metal hero. Yeah. I told Wyman already, but Luke and I are going to be doing a stream at 9:00 on Mondays Eastern time. We're going to go back and forth between channels, and it's going to be like a draw stream, but also talking about nerd culture, pretty much.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
So yeah, I think it'll be fun. Yeah, I've been
That'll
wanting
be
to do
super
something
fun.
with them. Yeah. So it's just working out the times, and because I know Thursdays there's the Jack show, and then Deadwood Gale usually has something. Tuesdays, I think he has Character Crux, and you do too sometimes.
Sometimes
Where you,
when I
so-
don't feel like I want to die, yeah.
you have reasons. Just get me my
I
edits. Just get me my edits. But
I will always get edits, I promise.
But no, yeah. So I didn't want, I didn't want to interfere with that. But the other problem was, I'm like, well, I work out Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Usually, I try to anyway, unless something comes up, and like a stream. This works out better rather than me. So like Tuesdays are shot and Thursdays are shot. I work out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Like we'll never be able to do it. So I was like, I'll just work out Wednesday and Monday night will be the stream. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll start off on Luke's channel.
I think that'll be badass. That'll be really cool.
I hope so. I'm mainly just doing it, first, it'll be fun. That's why. If we get viewers, we get viewers. If we don't, we don't. But
well, if I'm going to be wholly honest, it's kind of when you start streaming, that's just kind of how you have to do. Like I started doing Red Valkyrie Presents, and we used to be happy if we got 10 viewers. And now we're monetized, and I still get, maybe on a really good night, I'll get 30 at any given
still
time.
really good. I'm happy if I get 2 viewers. So
You also got to remember to tweet it out on Twitter so people know that you're streaming.
Well, I do, but also I don't plan anything, and I also do draw streams, and they're not as popular. So,
which is so mind-boggling to me because to me, draw streams are like magic.
Well, I'm an artist, so I love them. But
well, and I also can't do the reason I do writing pros is that's the closest I can get to a writer stream, because nobody wants to stare at somebody who's just ferociously typing at their computer.
Or staring at a blank screen.
Yeah, and just being like, for like an hour and a half, and then you go. That's what it's like when I write. Like I wrote 7 page, turned into 7 pages. Yes, 7-page story. And when I sat down to write it the first time, I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I wrote 3 paragraphs and sent it off and was like, so that's the general idea. And they were like, yeah, we like it. Go ahead and flesh it out. And I was like, okay. So I sat there for another week and just stared at my computer and was like, fuck. How fleshed out do I flesh it out? And so I just started, and it wasn't that I didn't know what to write. I knew everything I wanted to have happen, but it was the daunting task of I'm writing for a comic, which means that I have to write so an artist knows what's in my head that needs to happen for the story. And I need to make sure that the important parts are in there, but I don't want to like pigeonhole the artist into trying to draw exactly what I'm thinking. And so I kept it a lot looser, and a lot of the dialogue was like, this needs to be fixed. And I sent that off, and they were like, yeah, good emotional arc. We just need to fix some of this dialogue, and we need more description for the artist. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to go ham. So I sat down for 3 hours, and I took my 7-page short story script. And by the time I finished, it was 14 pages long. It had all of the description of everything that I was trying to have for each of the panels, for each page. So how many panels per page, how the first panel is going to be organized, blah, blah, blah. And then reference photos to try and help really illustrate the point of what I was trying to get across. And then the dialogue for every single panel of this.
Fudge.
It was so long. But by the time I finished, I looked at it and I went, now the artist obviously is going to do what the artist is going to do. But I also have worked with enough artists to know that sometimes finding reference photos can be the biggest bitch in the world. And it's something that most people don't want to do. So if I have something in my head and I'm trying to get it out, especially because I found out later the writer or the artist that I was sending it to, his native language is English. He knows English, but it wasn't his first language. And so I'm like, well, reference photos help get across what I'm trying to say then, because of all the nuances and all the little intricacies that we have in our language that we don't consider. You know, when you say something like right there, I just said, you know, I'm not actually asking if you know. Right. It's a filler word to make sure that everyone's checked in and still paying attention to what I'm saying. But if you say it to somebody who's a non-native speaker, they think it's an actual question and they're going to try and answer.
And the artist is from what country again? I missed it.
I didn't say the country because I don't remember.
All right.
I said he's not a native English speaker.
I thought you said something like Polish or something at first. Okay.
Yeah, it could cut a little bit whenever she said that. That's fine.
So are you? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Juan. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask Shae, are you currently doing a lot of, are you like the writer for a lot of CG books coming out too?
Nope, this is the first one that somebody's hired me to do, and all I'm doing is a short. So, but it's a good story. Oh my gosh. I could not be happier with this. And I get to make the formal announcement tomorrow. So I'm really, really, really excited.
Oh,
what's
man.
it about?
I get to make the formal announcement tomorrow.
What robot? Just tell me what it's about again.
Yeah. The formal tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll tell you.
What? I'm sorry. You keep
hit me up later. Yeah, I think our connection's not gonna work.
I don't know what's
It's
going
killing
on
me.
here.
You have no idea. Like I was talking to the person who hired me, and I was like,
Who's that?
I want so badly, so badly to talk about it, and I know I can't. And he goes, "Were you okay to make the formal announcement on Thursday?" And I was like, "I've been dying to, so thank you." Yes. He's like, "You still can't talk about the story," and I'm like, "Okay."
I'll tell
I
you.
won't.
I'll tell you the second half of the second book and what happens if you tell me.
The second half of the second book that you want me to edit for you?
Yeah, but you haven't edited. No, see, I have tricks.
I mean, if you want to hire another editor, that's up to you.
No, that ain't my trick. But I do have a plan in mind. Don't you worry.
Ideas. I totally feel you. Nobody wants to watch that when someone's trying to do a writer's stream of just somebody like, I suck at this so bad. Why am I a writer?
Why am I alive?
I don't deserve to live. Where's a quill pen? I'm gonna stab it in my eye.
That might be an entertaining stream, though.
Why do you have a quill pen? You're not an artist.
For writing a manuscript, fancy.
Oh, So you don't type it out.
Have you not seen Writing Pros? The symbol are 2 quill pens.
Oh, I thought it was a goat's head.
Oh,
Goat's head.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, CG's a satanic cult, right? But
Exactly.
I'm a part of it. I don't know why you're a part of it.
yeah,
It's a hate cult.
Yeah, that's what we do.
absolutely.
No, yeah, that's where I'm fortunate with writing, is that I'm writing my own thing. I don't have to worry about being descriptive. I don't have to worry about any. I just have to be like, all right, that's what they're saying. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that is definitely probably one of the hardest parts, is when you're trying to write for an artist, you have to get it out. And so, like the stuff I'm writing are short stories and poems. And so I have to be descriptive in there, but then that description has to be good enough that an artist can take it and come up with something that they can produce to have accompanying art with it. So,
and there's the other reverse side of that is like my brother, my other brother who is an artist, he would ask my other brother, to write something, but he would want 4 panels and, little, just like, I think he wanted a lot of description. I can't remember what it was, but my brother is now stuck with that, like 4 panels. I'm like, no, dude, you can make it as many panels. I have a 24 panel fight scene in my book. I'm like, you can make it as many panels as you want, but, and be descriptive. But, he knows I also like to have a little free reign. So I'm trying to get him out of the mindset that it has to be 4 panels. It has to be this. I'm like, no, dude, do your thing. I'll do my thing, and we'll just do something great.
Right.
So.
Well, and it's always hard because you don't know what the dynamic's going to be, because I've worked with some people that want you to tell them the basics of what's happening and what the exact speech bubbles are going to be, and then let them do their thing. And then you have other people who are like, I want to know how many panels. I want to know, do you have a specific way that you see them out? Like, I want to know exact details of what everyone is wearing and what the scene looks like and the time of day and lighting references, like anything that you have in your head. I want to know all of it. And then I will decide what looks best. And then you have some people who just want you to do all the work for them. And then they'll just draw the pretty picture.
And I do get like, hey, daytime, exterior city.
Yeah,
I don't need to know how many skyscrapers with how many windows and how many, there's a limit. I hear Alan Moore Alan Moore's like that, I guess. Like every little minute, tiny detail is like laid out in painstaking format. Like how many staples are in a piece of paper. It's like, dude, it's like the artist can only do so much in a little tiny square. Give the guy a break. But I hear that's what Alan Moore is like, and I couldn't imagine working with him. But granted, Alan Moore, I couldn't imagine working with him.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is it's hard to walk that line. So when I say things, when I included those picture references for the artist, I said it's something to the effect of this. Like, it's this kind of a feel for this person's clothing. Her hair is kind of along this line. And those are simply because those details mattered either for the interaction between 2 people, or they mattered for progression in the story. And so talking about little tiny things, and like we're talking about, if there's like a certain object that's important, I'll be like, this needs to be recognizable, but don't make it overly garish. But it needs to be recognizable from a couple different panels.
Well, and it was really smart of you to actually have the foresight to send them reference photos, because I was working with a writer a couple years ago on a project that she never got put out, but she was like, I need this guy to look like kind of like Tyrese Gibson, maybe a little bugger, but she would send me photos of Tyrese Gibson. Like, she was like, I need this guy to look kind of like, Carmen Electra mixed with another actress. And she would send me both their photos. Mm-hmm. So I had something to work with, and it was a lot easier than me being like, all right, well, I don't know what really to look up. Which Tyrese does she want, or something like that.
Right.
He's an actor, there's plenty of versions. So, and that was really smart.
Sure.
Because that was the thing is when there's a dad in the story, and I'm like, so he needs to look. And I was like, you know what? Let me just look at it. Like, let me just look through. I'll do the work and look through pictures because I had an idea in my head of what I thought would be somebody that would look good and go along with the other characters in the story. And I was like, scrolling, and then finally I hit on an actor, and I was like, he basically needs to look like this guy. Like, this is pretty much your dude. Like, you want to change him a little bit, but this kind of aesthetic, that's what he is. And
right. And that was really
like
smart.
all of that stuff, I'm just trying to make it in so there's a lot less back and forth, and there's a lot less frustration for the artist, because it's frustrating and daunting for an artist when you say, I have an idea of how I want them to look, and you give them basics and you say, ready, go. And they're like, no pressure. Let me just hope that I can jump into your head off of the 5 or 6 things you decided to tell me.
Yeah, you're not a forensic, illustrator or
right.
criminologist. I actually have a teacher that did that for a while, which is really impressive. But
yeah.
So go ahead, Wayne. Go ahead.
I borrow idea says I need my main character to look like albino thunderbuns.
Totally down for that. That's amazing.
Give me about an hour and a half. I'll get you albino.
An albino thunderbuns.
Yeah, I'll get you an albino thunderbun. There you go.
He's hilarious.
We need some reference photos.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Just go hang out on Pontificators. You'll see him. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
By the way, hello, I borrow ideas. Hello.
You mentioned that one scene where you decided that one panel where you just had to have that big old long word in it. Had the idea been discussed about possibly putting an asterisk at the end of that long word and then defining it at the bottom of the page?
No.
So it's one of those things that's not.
It's a real word.
You can get the gist of that what he's saying is he's just being kind of a douche with a really long word, because that's what they are. I'm not meaning he isn't Jason. I'm meaning he isn't the character.
Oh.
But as far as getting the basic idea, like, you can get it if you want the exact idea. You can go look it up, but it's not. It's not the most critical thing to the story. It's a way to illustrate how intellectual the whole race is.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think I had to edit that. No, I did edit a couple in that first. The alien. If you go to the campaign, the alien sitting in the chair. You could read those things probably. If you actually go to it, you probably. I think I only changed like a couple. Oh, there's no dialogue. All right. Well, there you go. But that page is in the first book, in the first half of it, and you could hear how they talk. They definitely use bigger words. They definitely, they speak differently. They speak in like, there are word bubbles, but they speak in like we, us, they. That's before the edits and the font changes, I believe. Yeah. So
this is.
But so you could see, like, and already read ahead of time, like, they are kind of douches. Yeah. So you like when you see the word, you see this big word, you won't be like, oh, well, I've never heard him talk like this before. So it doesn't throw anything off. It's just a weird word. Yeah.
It is. It's if you're the kind of person that wants to fully and completely understand every single thing that comes across your brain and your vision, then you're going to look it up.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not, if you're somebody who's reading a book for entertainment value, you're going to come across that and you're going to do what I did the first time, which is go, oh man, just be like, y'all are wordy. I don't like you very much. And you're just going to keep going with the story because it doesn't halt anything.
Right.
But if you do go in and you look it up and you look up what he's actually saying in that sentence, you do get a little bit extra into exactly what they're saying. So you can get a little bit more, but it's not do or die. Like it isn't homework.
Well, I mean, it could be homework. I mean,
It could be
you
homework
got
if you want
English.
it to be.
There you go. You could give this to high school students. They can read it in English class. Yeah, there we go.
Dissect that specific bubble.
There you go. Buy my book. Buy my book. There you go.
Buy my book.
Yeah, jeez, I hate it when he plays that thing 15,000 times in one stream. Oh, so nearly. I'm trying to find that panel or that page. I have it over here somewhere. Hello, here it is. Yeah.
I am actually gonna have to head. I've actually got to go into work tomorrow. I know. I'm finally feeling better, at least, because today I ended up staying in bed. Gosh, it's so pretty.
Thank you. This is the original, one of the original pages that is in the tiers. So
wow,
this is
I can't believe.
Yeah,
man,
so much detail.
Thank you. I tried. Yeah.
Shae scored all this awesome swag. I'm so jealous. This is
well, she's giving over half of it away, so. Yeah, so if you back the original tier perk, you might get that.
That's sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she's giving away a majority of that stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that I got from Jason, I got specifically to give to y'all when we have our party. So I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures and make sure that I got it all set up for the stream. We're gonna give away. We've got 3 prints from Jason, which are super badass.
Whoa.
They're gorgeous, and I'm like, oh, he sent me a duplicate, and I was like, I could maybe keep that. And I went, no, I'm not allowed to. I have to give it away.
Oh, hold up.
That is what fits. Yes.
Damn.
This is one. This is the one with the duplicate. So.
Whoa. Jeez.
Yeah. It's
oh shit! I love your detail,
dude. It's Cupid. Pay attention closely, and you'll see.
Yeah, you see there. Can I get it? Tell me when he's.
Yeah.
There he is. There's
his little tiny wings.
There's a diaper.
Little diaper. His bow. And his arrow. Yeah, isn't he adorable? Doesn't he make you feel loved?
Oh my gosh. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I actually don't. That's the one that you sent me. I think that the duplicate.
No, the duplicate was that one. This one is another one that I sent. But you have a print of that other. But this is the other print that I sent.
Oh damn.
See, now you're gonna make me open it all up.
Well, I'm showing it.
I will.
Whoa. Holy crap.
Oh yeah, he does.
I just love your details, man. That is so cool.
Yeah, that isn't. This is the duplicate you sent me, Jason.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh, in color.
That is John Wayne Gacy homage.
So I've got 2 of those to give away, and then the one that Jason just showed.
John Wayne Gacy homage.
Yeah, Cupid was the one that you sent me for my wall.
Yeah,
when you sent me Absolute Valkyrie.
That was that's an embellished print of it's smaller, but it's an embellished print of that
is
one.
Gorgeous and disturbing, and I love it.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
I should have that one in there. I have more, but I don't know where they are.
That's cool stuff. So, Shae, are you talking about your monetization celebration?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Do you have an idea when that's going to be?
In October.
October, okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so we got a little bit of time.
Before you go, Shae, you also wanted me to do something with the Cyber Valkyrie, right?
With Cyborg, yeah. We need to. We'll have to talk about it.
Because I forgot.
That's okay. Hey, kind of like I didn't get to edits quickly, so it was fine.
Well, I didn't need those.
Right. It's totally superfluous.
Totally
no problem.
Before she goes back, Absolute to get her to 9,000 so we can get her raise. Her bonus.
Oh yeah, that's going to be awesome. We definitely got to get to the backers so you get a raise or a bonus.
Yes,
actually.
bonus. It would be a
I mean,
bonus.
you should have already broken 5 figures by now. Like the fact that you
Oh.
haven't is frustrating because this book is gorgeous with such insane detail, such a really fun story, and it's like nothing I've seen in CG yet.
Thank you. I mean, there are a lot of great books out there, though. So
There
I mean,
are,
it's hard.
there
to
are.
really,
This is
you
one
know.
of them. This is
Well,
about
thank
to
you.
be
I
one of
really
them.
do appreciate it, but with all the people are spreading their money out between them, and that's still kind of good though. You're supporting independent creators, independent people, and great content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
awesome, but
go to
don't
bed.
miss this book.
Thank you. Go to bed.
I will. All right,
for-
you guys have a great night.
When you
Thank
feel
you,
better,
Shae.
start going to the gym again.
Yeah, I will.
All right, cool. Good night, Shae.
Bye, guys.
Good night. Yeah. So
Yeah, I wanted to get her in so she could talk about what she did in better detail than what I could, because she
Oh,
knew
yeah.
the process. So yeah.
absolutely. Oops.
Yeah.
Get on Arts and Malin show. Bribe Ethan with a five.
I've actually Malin. I did hit him up. My problem was, or one thing was that CG Presents. I saw it came on at 6 p.m. I don't know if that's all the time. If it is, I can't do it because I'm at work. I can still hit him up again and find out. RT Bear, I did message him, nothing happened, and finally he hit me back saying to email him. I did email him. This was a while ago, and I didn't hear back, so I'm going to email him again.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
because I mean, come on, the dude's got plenty to do. So I understand him forgetting, and I actually did. I sent EVS a Cyberfrog piece, 11 by 17, fully detailed, but I didn't try to bribe him with it. I just said, I hope you like it, because EVS is awesome, and if I could get in his stream, who knows what could happen. But at the same time, my mindset is he's like, he's the personality of ComicsGate, but it's not his job to promote every book, and I get it. So,
sure.
It would be awesome. And I have been on his stream, but I don't promote my book. I mainly just talk to him for a little bit, because sometimes he'll drop the link in the chat, and I'll jump on and I'll talk and stuff like that. So, and he does vaguely remember me a little bit sometimes. He's like, okay, I do remember this campaign, or I remember seeing this. So, and he says he likes the art. So that's always cool. I'm flattered by that. So
Yeah.
So yeah, I have hit up all of them. I gotta get a hold of Malin again to find out if he definitely is set on that time frame that he has, because I can't do anything before 8 p.m.
They're.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Well,
Because
I work usually 11:30 to 8, and I have to get home. So anything, that's why it's usually 9 o'clock, because that's when I can get on channels, because I'm at home. Even if I don't eat dinner, I could get on at least at 9. And AM, yeah, I guess I could do a 9 a.m. slot. Usually you get less viewers that way, but also I'm not a morning person. I'm going to bed at 4 in the morning. So it's just tough with my weird work hours. And I know there's the weekends, but everybody has their weekends. They want their weekend. So yeah, I'm not mad at anybody for not getting back to me or anything. And I'm happy I gotten as far as I have, with them. And Malin has said, as well, that he really likes the artwork. So, and to me, that's a huge ego boost, because he's an amazing artist.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
But thank you for that advice.
Yeah, I was also looking at one of his recent announcements. He was doing another ComicsGate Presents, but he did specify no in-demand or pre-launch pages.
Right, and I think that is another prerequisite or whatever that he has. And since I'm in demand right now, maybe on the next book I can jump in and I might hit him up on it and see what happens there. But yeah, I've been on Frege, plenty of time, and Frege, he promotes it almost every time he sees me, or even sees me in the chat. He'll usually be like, Unhinged, book, make sure you guys get that. He's awesome about it. Love him for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody in the chat has seen it, but you do get a Frigga trading card with if you back my book. He's going to be drawing it, and I'm going to be coloring it. So we'll pray for the best with my colors. But yeah, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's going to come out beautiful.
Oh, he'll draw it amazingly. Yeah, and I mean, my characters aren't overly colorful anyway, especially if he does the samurai priest, which I think he's going to do. He's, I could do gray tones on his suit, but he's mainly just flesh color, gray hair. There's not much, although his main color is his sword. It's got a blue tint to it, so that'll be like the main part of it. Aside from that, my characters aren't like, if you scroll all the way down, you'll see the poster with them colored. I colored them digitally. So if you scroll all the way down, and there it is. So the samurai priest, like his sword has a blue tinge to it, but aside from that, there's grays and browns and a red, I think. But there's not much to them. The other characters wear duller clothes. It's not a post-apocalyptic time. There's still cities, there's still civilization, but it's definitely a drearier time. And so they're dressed thicker because a lot of them are roaming or out in the elements, and so you want to be prepared for whatever may come your way. So but your colors fade in your clothing whenever you do stuff like that. They get tattered, and so they're not very colorful people as it is. So yeah, but it'll still be a really cool trading card, I think.
Oh yeah, that is. That's pretty.
So, and who knows? I may even do the Red Valkyrie one for this one, and just put it in automatically. We'll see what happens. So, yeah.
Cool. So we're looking at that.
Yeah, and that's and all these. I get all the words in it is all pre-edits. So I'm not going to put up the ones with the edits. I think it's the artwork is mainly what I'm showcasing.
Oh.
And you have your main character. The male is the main character. And the female is still a lead. She's just not as. She appears in the book at like page 3, I think. So she's kind of like the second main character. But it starts off with a dude. And his name isn't in the book. Her name is. He's like the man with no name, that Clint Eastwood, Wolverine, Logan type thing. Well, yeah, it's Logan ain't his real name, but yeah.
So you said that these are all the pre-edits?
Yeah, those are all the pre-edits, yeah. Now, some of them didn't need edits, but they're also all the pre-font edits. So the font sizes are too small, I think, except maybe one or two of them I might have re-uploaded accidentally. But yeah, but see how in that word balloon, it's kind of a triangle shape for the
like a diamond.
For the dialogue. Yeah, it's kind of like a diamond shape.
Yeah.
Because that's traditionally how it is, because you do a word balloon, it's thinner at the top anyway. So people are used to reading it like that, so you don't want it to be too blocky. Now, you can change it to almost a rectangle format if you wanted to. It wouldn't be horrible. And I've seen books like that. So, but once again, I never lettered anything before, so I had to look up and learn how to do all of it. Yeah. So, and it's something you don't think about when you're reading a comic book. You think, oh, diamond shape. You just automatically read it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's true. I wonder, maybe it's negligible, but do you think it might possibly garner more interest if you had all the newer, updated versions of the pages with the fonts and kerning and spacing corrected? Or do you think it'll be about the same thing? Or
yeah, I don't think people would notice. Like I said, I didn't even know it until I did it. So yeah, the only thing people would notice if I had like a big, huge change, like the pages I have up here, from my recollection, there's really no giant change in any of them. So it's just minor, aside from like spacing, which is like millimeters to the eye, but it fits in it better. So it's like I said, you won't notice it unless you actually saw the before and after right next to each other.
Oh, here's one of those cases where the words went over the bubble.
Which one?
Am I still sharing? Oh,
You
the
are.
first top left panel. He uses what tools he.
Oh, I might have to look to see make sure that's not the edited one. I might have left in something. I see that. I'll have to go in and look at eye, man. I'll have to go in and double check that.
Wolf advised to reveal why he can't see. Yeah, in this case, you opted for the rectangular speech bubbles. So as you transition to rectangular, my understanding is you position, I guess, the font or the text so that it looks blocky instead of diamond shaped.
Yeah, you're gonna use you can still do the diamond shape, but then you're gonna have a lot of space in those corners. So you want to do a rectangular shape, but you don't want it to be too long or too short on both sides. So you still have to play with spacing, and like you saw that, like how that word overflows. Obviously, it's a mistake, but usually you want you want the letter O. You want generally about the letter O between the first and last word, and then the box side. You same, so you can fit the letter O in between those two things to give it enough space so it fits in the bubble and it's not too close to the edge and stuff like and stuff. I never knew this stuff. Never knew this stuff going in. I just read the comic, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just kind of I don't know a lot of the stuff, but some of it seems like common sense, and others, you just go by what is pleasing to your eye.
Right.
And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then something looks a little off.
Right. And usually if it's pleasing to your eye and you've been reading comic books for years, it's probably right. So,
Yeah. And I know I've said this before, but I love how you're not afraid to break the frames, and you're willing to get outside the box.
Yeah, I love doing stuff like that. It I don't know. It brings more energy to the piece. It makes it look like you're not confined to boxes. So and as long as it's not anything super important, just in case it gets cut off, play with it. And like Jim Lee would even say, like the smoke, he'll have it trail off far into the distance, even if there's no wind, just because it'll add motion, and you can still play with the space. So, but I've always loved breaking board. Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, all those late '80s, '90s artists. They played with boundaries, and I always thought that was fun.
Oh yeah, I think so too. And like, you use the smoke on this image to form the border of the frame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it also draws your eye over to the other page, to the other side of it, because that's a 2-page spread. So it draws your eye over to those other panels, so you can read. You'll read those other fonts. It'll make your eye move over. So you're not just stuck on him and all that detail. You're going to follow the smoke.
Yep, for sure. Yeah. And then we've got this one.
Yeah, that's an original page too, except for the city. So, or the building, I should say. The city in the background as she's falling, that's real. That's traditional. But the building on the very last panel, that's digital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that because with my vision, I have a hard time seeing depth and line placement and stuff. So buildings are a lot easier for me to do digitally. So that panel is just blank on the original page.
Oh, I don't know if you do this kind of stuff too digitally. Like, I was talking with, oh my gosh, we're talking about, excuse me, Graham Nolan's The Chenoo, and he had one of those time-lapse videos, or one of those where you can see how he did some of the panels and covers. And in doing photos, you can import, like with your graphics program, if you're doing digital art, you can import a photograph of a house, for example, and then on a new layer, you literally kind of trace.
Right. Yeah.
the house.
Yeah. I've done it in other stuff. I didn't do it in this.
Okay.
There was that one book I was talking about. That lady, she sent me photos for reference and stuff. Then there was a city skyline, and that I did, use a city skyline. I traced it, but I don't like to do that.
Right.
If I can avoid it, I do.
Right.
Because I would rather look at the city skyline and draw it. It just a little better that way. But yeah, I really don't like to do that. I made up all the buildings and stuff in my book and everything.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's also trippy too. I mean, I like both techniques. I kind of have like an appreciation for that digital trick because it literally is a trick and a time saver. But I also respect anyone who's willing to take the time to, draw it out and use the rulers, and unless they're good enough to freehand it all. But
Yeah.
as I understand, old school is using rulers and everything, and
Yeah, and they use like guidelines, like strings, also.
Yeah.
But I know plenty of times Kirby didn't even use anything; he just eyeballed. There's been several instances where if you look at the page, like certain things don't match to certain vanishing points if you use like a ruler and stuff. But it looks so good that you don't even really notice it at first. You're just like, wow, that's really cool. So I don't recommend doing it, but and that's that 24 panel fight scene I was talking about.
yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of a pain because you don't want to get overly detailed, and it being a fight scene, you also want to make sure you can distinguish who's who. So there's a lot of close-ups involved with it, but you still want to give it action and movement. So there's a lot of more of the fist connecting the face or something like that. So
Yeah.
and I was glad she didn't edit too much on that. I think there was like one word or something because that's super tiny. The lines like. So I was like, man, if she changes 2 words, I'm screwed. So, so yeah, that page is actually pretty good. What she did.
Now, even when you're working on these pages, isn't everything? Aren't you doing everything off like 11:17 format?
Well, since it's digital, yeah, but it's digital, so I can zoom in as close as I want to. But I still zoomed out pretty far to make it almost comic size, so that way I would also print it out as I went, comic size. So that I was making sure it wasn't too small that you wouldn't be able to see what's going on. So
Yeah.
usually panels like this are usually talking scenes. But I wanted to be an idiot and be like, hey, let's do a fight scene. So yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Thank you.
So stretch goals, you've already hit the 2,500 mark. Got the logo stickers.
Mm-hmm.
At 5K, every backer got a trading card by Dan Frega.
Dan Frega, boom.
Did you say you're waiting on the card, or you've already seen it?
No, I'm waiting on it. He's got to draw one for me, one for Lost Pages, one I think for Malin or Super Dead. I think it's one of those 2, but he's got like 5 to do. So, and as long as I get it before I ship everything out, I'm gold because I'm ahead of the curve right now, and
Sweet.
I can still color it and get it. It doesn't take that long to get cards mailed back to you once you get them out. So, yeah, so it shouldn't take that long once I get it.
And 6K was more stickers. That got unlocked.
Yep.
7,500, the patch got unlocked.
I gotta still do that one though. I keep forgetting to hit Shae up and ask her again who her patch person is.
Oh, okay. All right. So she's got a contact for Someone who makes patches.
Yep.
All right.
She knows she's got a guy.
Galley guy.
She's got a guy.
Guy. And then 9K is the bonus for the editor. The next goal we're shooting for.
Yep.
Um,
her money.
That is definitely going to be a worthwhile stretch goal to hit.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Need a
it's almost there.
more of a push. Then at 10K, Ashcan Cancerous ID. Cancerous id. Oh man, I keep saying that.
That's okay.
Cancerous id. How many pages would the Ashcan be? Like 20?
This is, it's really tiny because it's something I drew years and years ago, and just for fun. And I already drew it smaller anyway. Like I drew it in Corel Painter, so it's digital, but it still looked like it was watercolor and stuff like that. But I had it just sitting around. I've had it sitting around forever. I'm like, and it's still a good concept that I want to turn into a comic book. So I was thinking, I could go ahead and print that out. I think it's like 12 pages. It's not something huge. I could print that out. I'll make a cover for it because it doesn't have one or anything. But it'll be a cool little sneak peek of something that might come either, in the near or far future. But it's a little collectability,
Awesome. That's pretty sweet. So you're going to take the original piece that you did back when you created it and print it that way. You don't need to do any kind of reworking or redesign or.
I'm not. I could, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave it as pure as it is, even with all this, font errors and spacing and lettering errors and stuff like that. And this, whenever you see it, the style of it doesn't need change because the style is already loose, and you'll like be able to see like, okay, well, he doesn't need to change the drawing because it's not tight as it is. So why even tighten it up more? The only thing I need to do is do a cover. That would the only thing I need to, because it was something I was just working on as when I was in college, I think. So just for fun. So I never did a cover for it. So I just had to do that.
All right. 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, welcome, Stefani. Good to have you.
Hello. Hey, Stefani. How's it going, man? If you want to see great art, check out Stefani Renee.
Oh my gosh,
he's phenomenal. Oh, jeez.
I gotta get Stefani on my channel.
Yeah, you do.
He's got a book coming out, and it's on early bird signups right now.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Tom something, right?
Yeah.
Stefani, what is it? Plug yourself, man.
Oh, here it is. All right.
Yeah, sign up for that. That's it. Thomas Moira, Wizard of Fire. That's going to be awesome. I'm signed up for that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of amazing talent out there in CG. And,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I recommend definitely backing or signing up for that.
Yeah. If only I were rich.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
And could back every CD project I like.
That's why I gotta get my book printed so I can be like, all right, I can back some more projects now.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, a lot of them. That's why it is kind of good though that there's 60 days for most campaigns. Because even if you don't get if you sign up for it, but you can't afford the secret perk or whatever it may be, you can still back it later on. And I think that is really cool because they are pretty expensive. But I know why. Especially if you're one person doing everything, it's taking you got all your time invested in it. You're promoting it yourself. You're doing all these things, and it only makes sense for it to cost that much. And even still, if you're not doing it yourself, you got to pay everybody else. You got to pay the colorist, the letterer, the inker, blah 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 blah. So it's all coming out of your pocket. It's not contracts for hire from DC that are just working as they go, so or getting paid as they work. So it's you're supporting original creators, indie creators, small time creators, and you're also supporting them at their hardest and their most passionate because they're new, so they really want to make a statement.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, get them while they're hungry.
Absolutely. On and off occasionally. Excuse me. I'm doing further promotion of your book.
Oh, thanks.
Trying to keep getting the word out.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I've had a lot of people, like, I'll be in chats and stuff. I mean, they'll see me and they'll drop the link, or they don't think they see me yet, like, 'cause I haven't commented, but I'll see my link in other chats. I'm like, that's amazing. That is an amazing, say the word amazing again. It's overwhelming. It's very flattering. It's humbling. You're just like, wow. Thank you. They don't need to do that, but they do it because they like the book, they like the art, they like the concept, and they want to promote it too. And it's cool. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and they, like me, want to see it succeed.
Right.
Because if you succeed, then you'll be putting more books.
And not only that, like if it does better in funding, you yourself get more things.
Yep.
So it's really cool. Like, at 20K, everybody gets shirts. So
yeah, that's true.
Yes. So I mean, if we get there, fantastic. I mean, I don't see it happening, but just realistically, but if I get there, that'd be amazing. Hey, everybody gets a shirt. So I would have to get sizes, and that'll be fun to do. But yeah.
Yep, most definitely. Yeah, so 9K was bonus for Shae, the editor. 10K, the Ashcan Cancerous Id, done by you, Jason Bascom. 12,500 is 2 extra trading cards.
Yep.
Out of curiosity, I know we've got a little bit to get to that stretch goal, but do you have an idea what those trading cards would be?
Well, that's why I was going to see if she would be okay with the Red Valkyrie one, but I kind of want to do that one on the next campaign. But I have so many other characters in the book, in just the first book alone, like just background characters, or like I could even do other Envy trading cards because they're an alien race, alien species. So there's different ones. The one has 3 of them in it. But I could do different ones of that if I really wanted to, but I wouldn't. I would probably do, some of their troops near the courtier. I would probably do like maybe them. So I have also General Mara. I did do a trading card for her, but it was very exclusive. So I could do one for, everybody else could get that one. So I have plenty of characters, and plus I have a lot of cool background characters that I might do something with later on in another Absolute book, because that's why I called it what I called it. That's where I got that Sin City vibe and homage for myself. Was the title is kind of vague, that I could play with it. I could have other characters and other stories. It'll be kind of like either in the same time frame or a little before, a little after, same places, same names, or might cross a path or two, something like that. So I got a world to play with. So I can always, like, a background character, you might be like, there's actually a background character that appears like 2 or 3 times in this book because I liked him so much. So I might draw up him. So I haven't thought up who they might be yet, but if I hit that goal, I won't have trouble finding someone.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Then you got 20K. Every backer gets a T-shirt of the original cover.
Mm-hmm.
And 40K adding in the second book, an additional 46 pages plus. So no new campaign purchases.
Yep. Yeah, you wouldn't need to worry about backing a whole other campaign, paying the shipping costs, hoping it gets funded, anything. You get the other book.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another image of your logo here.
Yeah, that's the cover. Yeah, that's the original cover. So that's her teleporting. And then there's the variant cover. Yeah, that one was fun to do. I like that.
Yeah.
And then the poster. Yeah. I do call it a print in the descriptions. I shouldn't have done that. It's a poster. I mean, but it's a print because you print out posters. So
I wonder if Indiegogo allows you to edit the verbiage.
No, you have to hide the tier and then redo it.
Oh man, what a pain.
Yeah. But yeah, so I really wish I could, because I would change some wording on some of them, but I don't think people will be mad, because it's an 11x17 poster, and it gets folded up into the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 11x17. All right, yeah. Cool. And then we've got the perks here. So the first one is a featured. I always love when creators offer a featured tier, because it's like the best of both, best bang for your buck, and you get a feel for, you get a good taste of the product, the book, the story. It doesn't have to be the very cheapest tier. It doesn't have to be the most expensive tier. Just something in the middle. Gives you a little mix of everything, a little bit of everything. And this has an absolute combo that gives you a copy of the printed book as well as a variant cover of the book.
And I might toss in, as it is, that's what you get. Might toss in one of the trading cards, because I feel like it could be a little bit better of a featured perk. But with that, though, you save $5. Then if you were to buy like the regular cover and then the variant cover, if you go this route, you'll end up saving money through shipping and just because of the cost of them.
That brings up a question. In your Indiegogo campaign, I can't remember, do you have it set up to support add-ons?
I do not. I didn't want to overwhelm myself with the first one, with the first campaign. I don't know how they work fully. How complicated it is to export the files of who gets what, and if the add-ons are there. So I don't have add-ons yet. I might do them on the second book, or I might have the second book be like this, but more, definitely more thought out in terms of what you get.
Okay.
Because like I said, I might add in a trading card, a random trading card in that. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I have plenty of artwork everywhere, so I will be throwing in like random things that I've had done, that I sketched on, or throughout the years, or I sketched this thing up tonight. You don't have to make it big. I sketched that up tonight. That might go in somebody's thing, because I'm not gonna do nothing with it. So like if you back this, more than likely you're gonna get a sketch of some kind in some format, whether it be big or small. So yeah, I mean you're going to get some cool stuff.
Yeah. As a backer and a customer, I personally appreciate add-ons, because let's say, it's number one, it saves you from having to buy like 3 different tiers worth of product. Like if you have one thing, a couple of things you want from the featured tier, a couple more things in one of the higher bonus tiers, but then you find out there's another like an additional separate perk that maybe includes I know it's not part of yours, but maybe it's a t-shirt, right, all by itself. Then you can select the first thing, and then you get the screen across the bottom that says that offers the add-ons, and then you could just click add-on for all the additional ones. And then it's kind of also another way to help the backer pay less in shipping costs overall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do, and I've used add-ons like on other campaigns. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad this is that add-on because I want this. But like I said, with this being my very first one,
Mhm.
I didn't want to overwhelm myself too much
Like,
going into it. So and like I said, next one I was also thinking about doing like a lot of basic stuff and then having a lot of add-ons. So
oh yeah.
like I said, I might shoot Malin or Frega question being like, hey, what's the best route to go? Would this be ill advised? Because I also know you don't want to make it so convoluted that it's just messy. Or you also don't want to overshadow a perk or tier with you'd be like, well, I can just get the add-on. I don't need that. So or something like that. So there's a lot of tricks to it that I still have to work out.
Yeah, some fine tuning.
Yeah.
The one of the examples I often bring up is Shae, Return of the Wire. That campaign, when it comes to perks, there are so bloody many covers and so many perks that it's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming.
And it easily took me 30, 45 minutes to decide what I actually wanted.
Both of us. Yeah,
But,
I'm a big Shae fan from back in the day. So yeah,
it was also one of those books that I wanted bad enough to figure out how to do it.
Yep. Like I said, I have Shae #1 variant, the original one when it first came out back in the '90s. Signed it because I met Tucci at a convention, and I got it signed. I'm a Shae fan from day one. So I'm in the same boat though. I'm like, oh, which one do I get? Like,
Yeah. And then we've got the Absolute comic, the original cover.
Yep.
Absolute variant by itself.
And that's $5. Yeah, that's $5 more because there's going to be a lower print run for that.
And then you've got the Absolute signed comic.
With that, you can pick whichever one you want. So if you pick the variant, you're going to save $5.
And then you've got the. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, if you request it signed and you select the variant, then you save the $5. Yeah, I see that.
Yep.
Good pointing that out.
Well, I also know not everybody wants it signed too, so that's the reason why I have them separate. So not everybody wants a signed comic. If you live next door to me, if you're my brother, obviously I'll sign it in person.
Right.
Or you might meet me at a CG or for the Fans Fest.
Yeah.
If you're going to see me there, you don't need a signed book. But if you don't want to worry about trying to hunt me down, you could go ahead and get signed here, which actually is a pretty popular one.
Nice. Absolute comic signed with print.
That's the poster. Yeah.
All right. Absolute sketch plus. Absolute
with that one, I do believe you could pick whichever cover you want. Also,
signed and original. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say also, I will do like a 9x12. I call them sketches. They're more detailed sketches, or highly detailed sketches because they still do take me a while. You can blow me up if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
Like I have 3 of them done so far. So here's. So like to me these are sketches because I don't really fine tune them out whenever it comes to pencils. I lay them out a little bit, but that's about it. So that's one that I did, and then there's General Mara. This is she's the general of the Anvi's armies. So a little skull in there, But to me, these are sketches almost, but they're fine tuned and detailed. And then I have the main character, which Frago really liked. He shared this one, but
Yeah.
so you're gonna get something like you get something like this, pen and ink, nitty gritty, dirty, but really detailed. Just because I love doing it. I love doing it crosshatch. So I have these 3 done already, and I'm going to be doing more because I have more that are backed already. So that's what you get with that. It's a kind of expensive, but at the same time not, because those don't take 10 minutes. And it's a one-off. It's not a print; it's an original sketch.
So do you like scan in the images before you plan on sending them out, so that one day maybe you might decide to do like a coffee table book, and you want to have those images presented in something like that?
With those, I only scan them in so I can upload them to social media. That's it, though. They're not high res. So no, with those, no. But they're still scanned in somewhere. So technically, I could still print them out if I really wanted to, which I wouldn't. I don't have a need to. But I could still also just share them out through social media at any time. So and it is kind of good. You can show people what I can do. But yeah, so I do have them scanned up now. I do have like the big pieces, like the 18 by 24 or the 11 by 17 original things that I do. Those are scanned in high res for me because I do want to do an art book of some kind at some point.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't have plans now to one day reuse the work in like a coffee table book or art book, maybe it would be a good idea still to scan it in at high res, and then that way you always have a high res version available, and then you can downscale for social media as needed. Just an idea.
Yeah.
So with the Sketch Plus, you get the copy of Absolute Sign. You get a 9 by 12 character sketch, and then you get the 11 by 17 poster.
Mm-hmm.
Have you estimated, or have you ever tracked how long it takes for you to do one of these character sketches?
No, mainly because a lot of the times I'm either listening to like like your boy Zach or a long EVS stream, or it's a Gundam. I'll listen to like YouTube videos or music, and then I'll sketch them up, and then like I said, I'll maybe watch a YouTube video, or I'll be on the phone or something like that. So I really don't time them half the time. Those might take me a couple hours, maybe 2.5 hours. It all depends on how much cross hatching I'm doing and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, to me, stuff like that's more relaxing. Just because that's, even though it's a comic book character, it's still loose enough as to where I can just have fun with it. I don't have to be stressed out about being so precise with like anatomy and form and everything.
Yeah, nice. Sorry. Absolute original page.
I didn't. Oh, son of a! I can't fix that. Because I think somebody's backed it.
Yeah. 41 claims.
Yeah, they know what I'm talking about. That's what happens when you don't have an editor. No, I'm just kidding. Where was Shae when I needed her?
Yeah, what's up with that? So you get the original cover, signed print, and the original comic print page.
Yeah.
Pretty epic.
You get, because a lot of it's digital, so I will print up, I think I have the, let me get that original piece real quick. Getting old. Come here. But with the original prints, they're 11 by 17. But if you can, I don't know if you can see the blue line. Where am I? Over here.
I see red lines.
Do you see like the blue, that unhinged right there?
Oh yeah, there. There's the blue.
Right there. That's my comic paper. So it'll be printed on my blue line comic book paper And like it's digital, it will be printed, but I'm also going to add, I'll add live ink. Like if there's a lot of black in an area, I'll add live ink to it, so that way, unless you know, for one, unless you hack my computer and get my non-photo blue, but if you manage to do that and you print it out, unless you know that I did put live ink on it and where, you can't really fake it. So, and also it'll add a little bit of originality to it anyway if I add the some live ink to it.
Oh yeah,
But,
sure.
Yeah, and there's also other things that I will do that most people don't know about that will solidify the fact that it is by me, from me.
Yeah.
So, but that's why it's at a 150 tier price, because it's a digital piece and not too many people are keen on those. But like I said, I'm going to do enough to it that will justify that. So
yeah.
And you get other crap too. So yeah.
You get the copy of the printed book, the variant cover of Absolute.
So you get 2 copies of the book.
Yep, 2 books. The original comic page print. Let me see. By the way, the original comic page print, is it a random one? Are you gonna choose them in order based on how many of the 41? What backer number you are out of the 41 for this tier? Or how do you decide which of the pages will be?
It'll be random.
Right.
If I have only like 2 people who backed it and I know both of them, I'm gonna obviously give both of them a really cool page. But if it's like 20 people and I know 3 of them, I don't want to be biased and be like, hey, they get cool pages. So, which they're all cool pages, but you know what I mean? Like the Samurai Priest, he's digital, and that I don't, I'm not going to be like, hey, my cousin's getting that one. No, I'm going to be like, because out of 50 people, obviously I don't have 50 pages, but so like obviously more people back that perk, I will be more giving and dispersing them to strangers. Yeah.
And then 2 exclusive trading cards, and then the 11x17 poster.
Yeah. Hold the fort. I'll show the trading cards real quick.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, they are in the updates, but I have them here anyway, so we'll just do that. Oh, okay. Come here. Don't fall on my head. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Just joining.
Oh. Hello. I'm really big. Look at that. Wow. All right. Hello, joiners. All right. So this is Danny. This is Danielle or Danny. That's you got her foot over and over, and then this is the back.
Oh wow.
A2, and they got a description of her and her power set. And hopefully it hasn't been edited, so hopefully there's no mistakes. And then
it'll be even more unique and rare.
There you go, yeah. And then I got the Envy.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
So these were drawn. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I always wondered what color they might be. By default, I just picture them being the traditional alien gray that you see in all the movies. But
that's the thing. They're different, like because they're a species, so they have varying colors, but mainly they're mainly green. But they could be like a opaque purple or a gray and stuff like that. But they're mainly like this. I also did them all green because I didn't want one to stand out way too more than the other ones, except for the way I did it. I have opacities on the guys in the background, so they're a little fainter, but because I wanted the foreground guy to stick out more. But I didn't want to color one of them back there like, him orange. Then you'd be like, oh, I'm going to look at the orange guy back there. So
right, yeah.
But if you look, I don't know if it's easy to tell, but if you look at their necks, their colors are one's purple, one's red.
Yeah.
So I do have some variations in there, and the creatures that like them themselves. One has horns. I don't know if you can see.
Oh,
him,
yeah. All right.
he's got some horns on him and stuff like that. So they look a little different than each other usually. So those are the two trading cards that come with those bricks. And like I said, with the featured tier, I might toss in randomly one of those two into that featured tier with whoever backs it. So I think that might be something a little fun, a little collectability.
Nice. And then we've got the absolute original.
Yeah, and it's pretty much the other perk, but it's just an original page instead of digital.
Oh.
And that's why the perk costs more, because there's fewer of them and everything like that. So, and also they're original pages, so they're going to cost more.
Yes, literally the only one.
Yeah,
Existence.
exactly. Well, with the digital prints, I'm only doing a one-off. I'm not making more than one of, like, if you get page one, there will only be one page one ever printed in existence. I'm not going to like print it again and give it to somebody else.
Right.
So yeah. But with these, technically, I could print these ones if I really want, but there's only one original. So, yeah.
So have you made a point saying, all right, so if my page is 40, if my book is 41 pages, actually, no. Is it going to be longer than 41? Because you've already...
46.
Okay. So does that mean 41 of them are available to choose from, or available for you to choose from, that will become prints, and then that means 5 of them you'll have literally physical original pages for?
Well, with the print one, I'll print it out. You don't get to choose. I'll print it out, whichever one I want, and like I'll add a little live ink to it. It'll be on my paper, and you'll get that hard copy. The digital copy remains with me, but I never print it ever again. So you are getting a physical hard copy of the page. You're getting the page. You're just getting that, because it's digital, it just happens to be print. It's printed out. So that's why it's called a print. Whenever it's technically an original page, because I'm only making the one. So It's not like, one of, like I print page 1 5 times and you got page 1 of 5, but so yeah. So, and with the original, you get the original. So you're still getting the original page. It's just one's digitally drawn. If that makes sense.
I
still lose you.
Maybe it's me that's just not following.
Hit me, man.
The entire, every page in the book is digital, right?
Only 41 pages in the book are digital.
All right, so 41 of them are digital. That means if it's a 46 page book, that means 5. Oh, no, 6.
5 of them were drawn traditionally with pen and ink.
All right, that's why there's 5 available. All right, yeah. So was that? Yeah. All right, I got it now.
No, hey, we want to clear things up. Somebody else might have the same thought process too, though. So it helps to clarify things.
Yeah, most definitely. So you get a variant cover of Absolute. You get a copy of Absolute, the original cover signed. Wait a minute. So I think I might have asked this already, but so this represents the where it says 1 copy of Absolute signed. That's the original cover, right?
I worded it weird. I shouldn't have worded it that way, and I don't know why I did, to tell you the truth.
And the
variant signed too.
The variant, yeah. You read my mind. So the variant is also signed. Okay.
Yeah, they'll both be signed. Yeah.
And then you'll get the character print signed. You'll get one original comic page. That's pretty epic. And then you'll get the 2 exclusive trading cards. So that's pretty sweet. All right. Okay, and now we have the absolute overlord. The kit and caboodle. We have both covers signed.
Yes.
9x12 print signed. 9x12 print.
Yeah, I guess I have an 9x12 print in there that I got to draw up.
Ah.
Yeah, I got to get on top of that one.
The 9x12 character sketch.
Yeah, so you like one of those 3 things that I showed. You'll get that.
All right, cool. So, how did you choose 9x12 versus 11x17 or versus 8x10?
Well, 11x17 is very big, so it would cost. I would be drawing more, and it would cost more money and be more time. And 8.5x11, 8x12, they're all weird sizes. 9x12 is actually pretty common to find frames for it.
Oh, good.
So, yeah. So even if you can find a frame for it, but the mat is like a 1/2 inch smaller or something like that, it's just a little easier. And 8.5x11 is mainly like computer paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what I'm drawing on is mixed media paper. So.
Alrighty. Nice. So 9x12. Now, is it gonna? So, what route are you taking in terms of shipping media? I mean, are you using media mail? Are you using Gemini mailers? Are you using some other solution?
No, I am going to be using Gemini mailers, but obviously with 11x17, you can't. So I would be using the Gemini mailer plus get envelopes that are padded or secure enough to send an 11x17, and I'm also going to be I have bags to insert the 11x17s in, whether it be the digital original or whatever. So I could put those in the bags and seal that up, and then put them in the safe envelope. So everything will be mailed secure that way.
So it has some sort of stability, some rigidity as well, like some kind of strong backing board or something to protect or sandwich the piece in between.
Yeah, I got cardboard that I can wedge it between, or and the like. So yeah.
And you would do something similar for the 9x12 pieces, since it's going to be larger. I think that is larger dimensions than the standard Gemini mailer, right?
Yes. I really don't know. I don't know if they could fit in there or not. If they can't, then I guess I'm mailing them out. Like the comics and everything like that will be mailed in the Gemini mailer. And if the 9x12 doesn't fit, it still will go in the Gemini mailer, but the 9x12 will go into a different envelope that, once again, I'll have cardboard in. It will be sleeved and protected and everything. So, yeah, I work in shipping, so I kind of do know, like, sandwich things, protect things, but also I want the customer to get the best product and at the best quality. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm not sure 9x12 fits a Gemini mailer or not.
So, as an example, this is 8 on the outside dimension by 12.5. So,
right. Well, I don't know if they offer different sizes or not.
Yeah, that's a question I don't know the answer to either.
I have to look into it. Yeah. Like I said, and it's not a problem for me if they don't, because I'm still the comic books, and like a sketch or doodle that I did like 3 years ago or whatever, they'll be in the Gemini mailer. The stickers or the cards, they'll be in the Gemini mailer. If I can't fit the 9x12, I'm just going to ship it out another way. I'll put the Gemini mailer in the envelope as well, so you're going to get them both at the same time.
No.
Yeah, I'm not going to do 2 separate shipments. I'll just, if it costs more to ship it, it costs more to ship it. Oh well. As long as you get them both at the same time, that's
Yeah.
what I want, and in the best condition you can.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's really important because you don't want you don't want like original pieces being trashed in the mail.
No.
Oh man, ever since the pandemic, it seems like everything's gotten worse shipping wise.
That's
And
what I've heard.
USPS, UPS, it's like they're tossing things about. Stuff is getting squished. Sometimes if you use like those bubble wrap mailers, but it feels flexible, the post office person or the delivery person that will bend it and get it to cram into your office box.
Well, I mailed out from my work. I mean, we sent things out. I sent them out UPS, but I sent out Frega something and EVS something, and I've sent my friend something a bunch of times. And I sandwich them, but also what I do is I write on it, and I don't know some people this works or not, or this is why it happens, but I write on it, "Please do not bend," and I put a smiley face, and I put "thank you" underneath it. Now I don't know if maybe because I'm going the extra mile to be a little polite. So far, nothing of mine has been like damaged or bent or received in any other format, but it's original condition. Yeah. So I don't know if that's why.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. I also do little doodles usually on them, so I don't know if that's why.
Doesn't
I don't
hurt.
know, but yeah, I haven't had a problem yet, and I hope I don't. But if there ever is one, even if it's like you got the original comic page tier, let's say that gets damaged and I sold all of them out, I'll draw you up an original piece in color. I'll give you a piece of art. I'll do something to compensate. To me, it's horrible. It's not your fault. If your comic's damaged in transit or in any of that, let me know. I'll be more than happy to send you out another one free of charge. No worries. It's all about getting the quality that you should get.
Yep. Let's see. Cool stuff. So the absolute overlord is the Kit and Caboodle. Yep. Both covers signed. 9x12 print sign. 9x12 character sketch. 2 trading cards. And 11x17 full color traditional illustration.
Yes, that I have like a small sample. Well, not small, but I have an example of it. There's not as much color, but like this here is
Whoa.
It's 11x17. It's there's the color that I have in there. Where is it? Yeah, my hand's blocking it. His hand is red, but the other ones will be full color. But like he got a little guy on his back I put in there. That's kind of subtle. But these take me quite a while to do. They're big, they're detailed, they're time consuming. They take me about 20 to 40 hours, all depending on the piece. So you're gonna get an original piece of art. Like this is all live ink. There's splatters. There's some acrylic on it. There's oil, India ink. So that's just one sample. I got a bunch of them that I do, but you'll be getting something not that, but you'll get something like that, like highly detailed, intricate. Out of my head, I won't scan it. I won't take a photo of it and post it on social media. I'll send it to you. If you want to take a photo of it, if you want to scan it, you want to toss it into a ring filled with babies, I don't care what you do with it. It's yours. It's all yours. You can, like I said, you can post it on social media and be like, "Hey, thanks Unhinged Entertainment for this beautiful piece." You can do whatever you want with it. It's a piece of artwork. Not to say comic book art is not artwork, but this is more traditional art than comic art. If you know what I mean. It's more fine art. And you get, like I said, that's and there will not be an existing copy of it or image of it anywhere else but in your house or apartment or alleyway.
Yeah.
So that's why that you get everything and then that. So that's why that the cost is there, but also the reward is there because these take me a while.
Yeah. Slinging ink, putting brushes to paper. It'll be an absolute spectacular.
Absolute spectacular.
Images shown are samples. Shipping may vary depending on quantity backed.
Right, because like I said, with like the digital prints, you may not get the one you think you get, or the image on there. So yeah, things may vary.
Yeah. Let's get some more backers for this year. That would be cool.
Yes, that would be. Hey, I love doing these pieces. Back it. I have fun doing these. Gives me an excuse.
Oh yeah.
And,
Right on.
and you get a great comic book to go along with it. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, let's play the video here.
Yeah, sure.
It's a time of dystopia. An alien race known as the Unhinged have overtaken the Earth in a quest for galactic dominance. Led by General Mara, the Cortair army spread bloodshed throughout the land. People must fight to stay alive and free. As the army rule, the Victoria fashion, taking no prisoners. A lone bounty hunter was accidentally thrust into a war he didn't ask for.
Yo, shoot. What the hell? Oh.
Befriending a multi-rebel as he seeks the ultimate prize. And the samurai priest leads them in their path. Will they succeed or will they fail?
Will they succeed or will they fail?
Or will they fail?
That was a trip at the end, how the lettering was getting written out.
Yeah.
And then the end of the writing on the top row matched the end of the writing on the bottom row, even though the bottom row was longer phrase.
Yeah, it was a good app that I had used for it. So
Yeah, that was neat.
yeah, it worked out great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I know Ascension Cinema is like the go-to people. It's my first campaign, and I did that. I did it all myself. So I originally didn't have a voiceover. That's the only thing. Malin told me, put the voiceover on there, so I did.
Yeah, I think it was a good idea to add the voiceover.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Right on. Good looking book. Everybody back it. Everybody back it. All right. So I think we will close the night up. We do the honors and share with the world how you can be found on social media.
You can go ahead and find me on Twitter at Unhinged Ent. I do post links to other campaigns or YouTube videos of other people or streamers and stuff from time to time, as well as my own stuff or maybe even a sneak peek you might get. You can find me on Facebook at you can do Unhinged Entertainment. That's a Facebook art page. I post a lot of usually what I post on Instagram, which you can follow me on Jason Bascom on Instagram. What goes on Instagram usually goes on Facebook. You can, if you want to add me on Facebook too, go ahead. I'm hardly ever on there at Jason Bascom. But yeah, so find me and YouTube. I do have YouTube, Unhinged Entertainment on YouTube. And there will be a starting the 31st of Monday. If you go to Death Metal Heroes channel on YouTube at Death Metal Hero, we will be starting a stream at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be a draw stream, and we'll talk about comics, movies, music, pop culture. You name whatever comes to mind. It'll be fun. It'll be something interesting. And pop on by, chat, ask questions. Maybe we'll pop you in. Who knows what happens?
Sweet. And you can find me on WyzGyz Entertainment On Twitter, you can find me at WyzGyz Tweets. On Twitch, I'm at WyzGyz Twitches. On YouTube, I'm WyzGyz Entertainment. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Mark the bell for notifications. Be sure and select all notifications so hopefully you don't get. So hopefully you do get notified of these streams or videos. Thank you everyone in the chat for joining us.
Hail the chat.
Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay. And thanks to our very, very special guest, Jason Bascom of Unhinged Entertainment.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Anytime. You're always welcome on this show. We are ending the broadcast now.